We just put an 8-second.
Hey y'all, welcome back to What's Your Op. I'm Day.
And I'm Noye.
And today we have what are they our second time back on here? That's our second timers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, this is our first second timers for sure.
Y'all dope. Okay.
Yep,
welcome
yep.
back.
So we got
welcome back.
Damo.
And yeah, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Damo.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Tone. Oh, well, go ahead, bro. My name is Tone. Everybody call me Ant.
I want to know how that came about, but we're not gonna talk about that. Today's show is about financial planning, and we just gonna discuss whatever we decide to discuss. But ultimately, the show is about financial planning, because we think that's something that that needs to be taught more often in like urban communities and schools and things like that. So it's definitely something that we decided would be a good topic for today.
This is true. So. Tone here is a financial coach, right? I actually sat down and talked to him before, like one-on-one, before this even came about, and it was real interesting and really good. So I thought he'd come on and drop some gems on everybody.
So what made you get into financial planning?
Actually, well, I was working at the Philadelphia International Airport, and I was working a lot, and for some reason, I got my paycheck, it just wasn't cutting it, like with the overtime and everything. So I went back to school, and I took business, and then a little after business, I was introduced to financial literacy from, it was like a workshop that I sat in, and they just was showing stuff about money, and I walked over to my teacher, and I just said, is this stuff real? And he was like, yeah. So I was like, why you ain't getting help? And I was like, all right, I'm going to get some help. And then from there, I just like, once you start learning, it's just like what you can do. It's like, it's crazy. So take it serious.
I definitely recently, like in this past week, it's funny because you know how when you kind of bring something into your atmosphere, you start to see. It's like when you buy a new car, you see it everywhere. I literally had a conversation with like 3 people this week about financial planning. And everybody said the same thing. Like, yo, I got a better job. I'm making more money, but I'm still broke. Like, and it's like, I'm kind of in the same boat because now that I make more money, I'm able to save more, but I go out and buy big purchases. As soon as the money gets to a nice chunk, I go and just blow it all. That
happens,
bro. Yeah, so I definitely I need to put it in a place where I can't touch it, even when it gets to that big point.
Yeah.
But how do you feel what do you feel will help with that though? Like the check to check, week to week paycheck living, like?
Well, just running some numbers, like more than 2/3 of people live check to check. So it's like we all know somebody, we all know that experience, check to check. There's certain principles that once you understand when it comes to finance, you'll be fine. Like budgeting, you know what I'm saying? It's priorities, needs versus wants. Most people don't understand that. It's like a little simplicity, but it's difficult. Once you get in the habit of it, it becomes way easier. Like once you can separate your needs from your wants, like what you don't need is just wants. Like going out, shoes, dressing, outfits, it's all wants. That stuff should be at the bottom of the list. Priority should be bills, paying, savings, emergency fund, investments, things of that nature. And I usually say, like, you start with a little thing. Like, let's say if you come from the store and you take the change, you put it in a little jar. That little jar, every day you come in, you're going to want to put your change in the jar. So you're going to be sharp about what you're purchasing. So if you're going to get a drink, you might say, you know what, let me just get that one. It costs less. So you put that little change back in the jar. You become more disciplined with the habit. But budgeting is the key because once you see everything on paper, you know you're more conscious of what you're spending your money on. So if you know, like when I sit down with families all the time, one thing I see on the budget is like females, they spend a lot on their hair, right? Families, they spend a lot on insurance, like health insurance. So food, once you be aware of how much you spend on it, you're like, dang, I ain't know I spent that much. Then you make the decisions to make the adjustments like, all right, I might just get my hair done this style because it's cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Or I might go with a different plan because this plan right here might cost cheaper with the health insurance with me, the family, the kids. Or even when it comes to shopping, people be like, oh, I don't need that right there. It costs way too much. I'm going to get this. And then you trim down your grocery. That's how you go about it. You become more conscious. It becomes a habit.
Okay. So it's just really all about ignorance, it feels like. Like, if you don't really know about it, of course you're not going to pay no mind, and you're going to feel like you're stuck. But once you learn and you gain that knowledge of what to do with budgeting, and you, like you said, you actually see it, it's like, okay, dang, like, I'm about to change this behavior that I got.
It's like I work with Primerica Financial Services. When I first got involved with the company, I was introduced to through my older sister. And the first person we sat down was with my mother. And we sat down with my mother, she's good with her money. Like, she's the type of person, like, if someone wants to cut her lawn and they say they're charging $30, she's going to get them to do it for 10 and give them 5 extra. So she got it done for 15. She kept the other 15.
Oh, wow.
But the regular houses, they charging like 30. But somehow she then convinced this person to do it for 15. And you know what I'm saying? And for 10 actually. And then she gave him the extra 5. So she's like the hustler.
Oh, wow.
And she doesn't do it like showing that she's smart. She does it like if she's ignorant. Like, she doesn't really know what she's doing. And she really gets over. Like, so she's good with her money. But when we sat down with her, me and the other coach, I realized that she only knows what she knows. If someone else can show her more, she'll be able to do more. So at that very moment, I felt like if my mother wasn't good with her money, there's a lot of people in our community wasn't that good with their money.
Because you thought she was
I
good
thought she
with
was,
it.
what? Like, my mother, she didn't graduate school, and she did good for herself. And it was like, she stopped at grade school. She just did it all through hard work. So it was like, she wanted to get life insurance. She wanted to get certain things, but she didn't know who to trust to get what company to go with and everything. So when I brought that individual in the house, the trainer, and we were sitting down with her, I just felt like right then and there, like, dang, like, she's missing information. And once she finds the person she trusts and she gets the information, she'll make the decision. And I felt right then and there, other families
Are in the same boat.
They just need someone that they can trust and articulate the message to them, so they can make. The thing is, they got to make their decision.
Right.
But who can give them the information? So from there on, I started to work with the company because I felt like there was a real need in our community.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's like a trickle-down effect. Because you're just going to learn from what you learned from your mom. Like,
that's facts. Like, that's
very
facts.
true. That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah. Like,
So
go ahead.
I was gonna say, where do you feel like people should start? I know you said like just build a habit and start with, just putting your change in a jar or whatever. But outside of that, like, do you feel like it should start with like mutual funds or stocks or like? And once you created the habit and you have the money there, where do you feel like it should? What's the next step after that? Like, where do you feel like it should go?
Okay, I'm gonna take it a step back. Like, use myself for an example. Like, I started working at 16, right? That's only because I had to do what I had to do to help for the family. We work because we got to help the family.
Right.
So for anybody that's not working, the first thing is you got to make ends meet. You got to start working, or if you got one job and your bills is too much and you might have to pick up a second job, you got to do what you got to do. Like, I was a child working, you know what I mean? Because we wasn't making ends meet. So the next thing after that, once you have income coming in, the first thing is, most people have a misconception that it's how much you make. It's not how much you make. It's what you keep. This is principle. There's no way around it. It's principle. Like, when I sit down with someone, I can't move over to the conversation of investing or savings until they get this part, because it's like the budgeting. It's like if someone makes $1,000 and I make $500, if they spend 80% of their money and I only spend 50%, I have more, even though I got paid $500.
Right. Yeah. Right. That was actually a concept in a book I read. I can't remember which one to say the name of it, but the concept is exactly what you were saying. But it's like, if you have somebody who makes $50,000 a year, and their bills come out to be like $4,000, like $2,000 a month or whatever, and then you have a homeless man, and somebody walks up to him and give him $1,000 a month, which is only $12,000 a year. He could probably live off that $1,000 because he doesn't have any bills. All he has to do is feed himself. He can live off that first $1,000 for like 3 months. So at the end of the year, if somebody like giving him $1,000, he still got he could live 3 years off that $12,000 with the quality of living he chose to live and living far within his means.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he end up off that 12,000 that he make that year, he could turn that into 3 years worth of his, his survival, his living.
And
whereas the person who make 50,000, they gotta make that 50,000 the next year or more, or they gonna be out of their house. They gonna be completely miserable living in a completely different situation.
And
yeah, that's
But
definitely.
I feel
the
like
same
that's
concept.
when they call people like that cheap. Not even saying like the guy could be homeless, just like people who choose to take
But yeah, I think that.
a different route of things instead of like, you got all that money, why you don't have a big house, or why you don't have this and why you don't have that. They chose to have like a smaller place to live.
got you.
Like, and it's just like those people are looked at as cheap people. Like they get all that money, I don't know why they doing it to themselves, blah blah blah. And then the other people over here, they got all that money. They still, like she said, has to work 10 times harder instead of living within their means.
See, with that, I usually say this to people like, everybody's win is not the same win.
Right, absolutely.
So somebody might have the Benz and that's what they want, but somebody might just want a regular Impala. So like, I say everybody's win is not the same win. I don't judge a person by their front yard. I judge them by their backyard.
Right.
So like, what makes you happy? Like if you're at peace with what you have and it's small and it ain't that much, you at peace. Somebody could have the Benz and the big house and be miserable.
That's
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's where real wealth and riches come from, your happiness. So
your peace.
you don't have to spend to get that.
Right.
You don't have to spend a bunch of money to get that. So you should be cool with what you got. So taking a step back to needs versus wants, and understanding that it's not what you make, it's what you keep. Once the person understands that, that's why I say finance is all about making decisions.
Absolutely, I agree.
Once that person can get that across, like it's your needs versus your wants, and being that it's not what you make, it's what you keep, and they understand that principle right there, they can be able to save. Once you can save, then it's like having a baby and having grandkids. Before you can have great grandkids, you got to have kids. So that money is going to go to work for you. That money is going to slave, and that money is going to make more money, and that money is going to make more money. But you got to be able to save to initially get that money.
Right.
So
to invest it into whatever you're going to invest into.
So you got to start off with understanding it's not what you make, it's what you keep. So you can really prioritize. You got to learn. People got to learn to prioritize. Once you learn to prioritize, you say, all right, well, I'm just going to make sure I have $20 for myself, $30 for myself, and that's cool. You get that to that point, then you handle all the other stuff that you're supposed to handle, you're cool. But right after that, the next principle is pay yourself first.
Right.
People think it's pay your bills and all that. No, it's pay yourself.
Yeah.
Put something away for yourself, because the day when you stop working, you're going to start to pay them bills. You're going to have to still survive. So no matter what, they say 10%. 10% of your earnings you should put to the side no matter what. And I believe it's 10%. But me, when it rains, it pours. So I'd like to bump it up. You know what I mean? Like 15 or 20%, whatever you make, put that little portion away, and then you'll be cool. Most people don't understand it. Like myself, when I was working at U.S. Airways and I got laid off, I had a 401k. And it was money in there because I used to put away a bunch of money, but I didn't have no emergency account. Emergency account is the account that you have after your savings.
Right.
Savings is really for your pocket. $20, $50, $30, $100 you may need is for your pocket. Checking's for your bills. That's all checking is for your bills. The emergency account is the gap what you have from car breaks down.
New hot water tank and all of that.
Right.
Type of stuff.
You have a leak in the house. You have to call a plumber.
The emergency stuff, yeah.
That's for immediate money. And you should have at least 3 to 6 months of your expenses, your monthly expenses in that account. So let's say if your monthly expenses run you $1,000, you need anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 put away. With that $3,000 to $6,000 put away, if anything happens, you lose your job, you're cool for 3 to 6 months until you find another job. But this is how the emergency account works. When you set that up, the minute you take $1,000, you need to be putting money back until that $1,000 is broke back even in that account. And then you have other accounts like short term. Short term is like anything from 3 to 5 years. You may be trying to purchase a new car or from the lot, brand new car or house, a big ticket vacation, a vacation that costs a big trip. And then you get the long term. Long term is retirement.
Right.
Retirement and college savings for your kids.
Right.
Money you don't plan on touching.
Yeah.
Those 3 accounts. So it's just that this is the information that we just need in our community that no one's
and
bringing.
It's just so like crazy.
It's
so crazy.
It is. It definitely is.
Because it's something that we're not aware of at all.
I think it's super unfortunate that, because it's not even just our kids, though. It's a lot of rich kids, too. It's just that they're in a position to where their parents are rich, but they don't get that in school either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, to be honest with you, they just have, it's like if you live in a house and your father's a mechanic, you kind of learn how to be a mechanic.
Right.
If you're a rich kid and, you know, obviously you grew up in that environment, you learn different things, but they don't, I feel like that's something that should be offered in school, period.
Yeah.
Like,
Facts.
just like they have gym, just like they make you learn another language, which
Right.
ultimately you don't need to. I feel like financial planning should definitely, like if they were going to take out anything, you don't necessarily need to learn a different language, but you need financial planning.
They teach you algebra. We
Right.
don't use
You
algebra.
never use it.
Yeah, like it's so many things
Never
that
use it.
as an adult you know don't use often in school, but financial planning is something that we all use from as soon as we get out of school, because the first thing we do is have to figure out our financial aid.
Yeah. And
You know what
how
I
to
mean?
pay them back.
Yeah, like, but not even how to ask for it.
Yeah.
I mean, what does the different interest rates on these student loans
Right.
mean and things like that?
Right.
You don't teach them any of that, but
No,
then you
you're right.
tell them this is what you got to do in order to go to college. It's like, well, damn. Well, wasn't you supposed to be setting me up for this? Like, wasn't you
Right.
supposed to be prepping me for this type of stuff? But yeah,
And all they was
I
worried
took
about was the
PSATs.
math. That's
Yeah,
all
I
they
took
was worried about.
PSATs, but none of these teachers sit down with them and like
The aftermath.
help fill out a finance, like none of that stuff. And they say, oh, you look for grants and you look for scholarships, but okay, those are
And if I can't get those, I still have to pay.
And 9 times out of 10, the students can't get them. Like,
They
you
can't
can't just
get
come solely bank off of
It's
everybody in your class getting a scholarship or a grant that only goes to a certain amount of kids anyway. It's unfair.
It's challenging because, like, I was sitting there with a friend the other day having a conversation about life insurance, right? And he was telling me that he had something called Gerber Life. He's saying, like, you know, his kid can get the money to go to college, and then if he dies or something like that, the kid gets
can get the money.
for life insurance. And I was like, see, if you don't understand how it works, it's like business. If you don't understand what business you're in, you lose your money.
Right.
It's a fact. Like, you might think you might be in the daycare business. A person might think they're in the food business. You're in the distribution business. You might think you're in the food business. No, you're really in the distribution business. You don't understand that you lose your money. It's the same thing. It's like if you get a program or a service and you don't understand how personally it works, the person just sold it to you, you're going to lose out when it's time to actually use the service. It's like when you buy a phone and it comes, or anything you buy, and it comes with the manufacturer's information. They say fill it out and then send it to us, and if anything goes wrong, you got a warranty. This is how it works. People don't look at that stuff, and then when something goes wrong, they're like, dang,
So what do I do?
what do I do? It's like,
Right.
You didn't fill out that paper, so it's nothing we can do.
you got to ask them questions and learn how to use. And that's what I do with Primerica. Like, we sit down kneecap to kneecap with people, and we just break down the information. And there's no charge, no fees, nothing that you have to pay. The only time the person has to pay for something, if they see value, if there's value in the service, and then they want to use any of the products or the services. But it's really about informing the client and the person, getting them educated so they can make the best decisions for them. And it's like, if we offer you, like, let's say if I sit down and with Dom, and I can't make the best.
The quiet guy.
I can't make the
Quiet so far.
the plan and the program wouldn't be the best one I could recommend for Dom. I would let him know that whatever he has is the best. So Dom knows now what he has is great. Like let's say if his life insurance, his auto, his savings plan, I can't provide nothing better. I would let him know that. So now he knows. Now if anyone else tries to tell Dom, this isn't the third, you need to get this because of this, he understands how it works. They can't just tell him
And he's
anything.
like, if you can't come to me with anything better than I have, then
You see what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm not gonna go for it.
That's what it's about. It's about making sure, and because there's a lack in our community. There's a lack of people that can, financial advisors. There's a lack of financial advisors, black businesses.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
It really is.
and since there's no financial advisors, there's a lack of investing.
So the money never comes back around. The money in the black community comes into the black community and just leaves.
It goes right out.
You don't know how bad that hurts me so bad because it's like,
It's a shame because
oh my God.
things could be different. It could be much
Way
different, but
different.
we've had
We got
many
so
setbacks.
much stuff corrupting our minds that it's
But
just,
even outside of that, when there was when there were different communities and things like that was thriving, where the money stayed in the community, the government kind of fought against it, and they got rid of them.
But let me say something.
I mean, there were multiples.
That is a misconception. The fastest growing income in the United States right now is African American.
Absolutely. It's always been.
It's
always been.
From 70 grand to 250 is African American. We live in a community where we don't see that money, so we think that's not true.
Right.
But if you go to like to Atlanta, they have black gated communities where it's black people with money.
Everywhere. California, View Park,
right.
where like Sidney Poitier and all of them live, they did that on purpose.
Yeah, that's what
They plan was to create the black ecosystem that we're talking about. But it's hard to get people to follow suit. You know what I mean? Especially when you're not giving away money. You know what I mean? You got to work for it, and you got to keep it within.
It's just the dedication, and the time, and the effort you got to put
into
it.
And we come from a people who go against a lot of the things that they know that they're supposed to do, or whatever. It's like all right, think about religion, right? You got Asians and like their religion, like the Buddhists and things like that. They go hard for that. Think of Islam and the Arabs and things like that. They go hard for that. We're the only religion we're the only people who don't hone in on one God and actually worship in that way. We will fight and go to every other religion and, besides, whatever it is that we started with, but we're also a people who were taken from whatever source of initial life we had, and it was just changed. You know what I mean? It was taken. So we don't know which religion to pick. But at the same time, even if you were to show it to us, now we're like, well, how do I believe you? You know what I mean? So that makes you go in a different direction. That makes you not dedicate your life to one thing and figure it out. Because who do we trust in this country when we haven't been able to trust anything for so long?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you've been getting burnt by everything you touch for so long. Eventually, I ain't touching it. I ain't fucking with that.
So, someone has said this to me with the African American community, not even just this, they say African American community, our community, it's a lot of self-hate. I don't look at it nothing but just that. Like, that's exactly what I see it as.
I feel like it's ignorance.
It's ignorance.
Which begets self-hate.
Because we went through a lot, you know.
And hatred and fear only comes from ignorance, to be honest.
So it's just like,
that's so true.
When I heard the person say, like, they was talking about in different communities, when they get paid, how long the money stays in their pocket. They said, like, with the Asian
I've
community,
seen that before.
It stays like 31 days in their pocket.
Yeah, the Asians and the Jews are the longest.
Not even a week.
And the Jews, the Jews.
Ours isn't even. Ours is like 2 days.
Yeah, it's like 2 days.
The Spanish is like what, 2 weeks or something like that.
And that's ridiculous because the money's not flowing back around.
Yeah.
And I can't be mad at my brother if he don't want to spend money with his brother because he don't got it. You know what I'm saying? But once we understand that, we got to make it.
But even outside of the fact that even if you wanted to, because I try to spend as much money as I can in the black community, and it's the fact, like you said before, is a shortage of black-owned businesses. So all of our necessities we can't spend on us. Asians, imports are from Asia. They got Asian doctors everywhere. They got Asian schools. Jews, same way. They got Asian schools, Asian everything. It's a lot of things that we're missing. We don't have a lot of black, self-employed, like I own my own practice type of doctors to go to. We don't have a lot of dentists that own their own practices.
That's the next conversation. We got to create, like, you know what I'm saying?
You have to. You have to. We're just not there yet. That's why when a lot of things happen and they're like, well, why would you riot in your own community? It's like, well, no, the few stores that were black owned during certain riots and stuff, they don't get touched.
Yeah.
But it looks like we just killed the community because it's only 4 or 5 black owned businesses in the community. Mm-hmm. They're fine. Right. You know what I mean? When they talk about like, oh, why such and such got to go get her medicine from a mile away because y'all rioted and fucked up the Rite Aid. Well, I mean, that wasn't our Rite Aid, but if y'all would let us open one, because a friend of mine who owns a food truck, literally, they give him, he already owns 2. For the third, he's trying to do 2 more. They're giving him so many issues. And he was like, I went through this with the first one. And every time I go back, I take all the proper paperwork. They find every single reason not to give him his license or to postpone it, or because there's nothing they can do besides say, oh well, this is going on, we have to postpone it for this reason. Because he's passed everything. He's got all the.
But if
everything.
he already got 2 trucks, why? Like, I don't understand.
But that's the problem. I even had this conversation with when I used to. I did nanny work. I was working for I'm gonna say middle class, maybe upper middle class family, and I was telling her about. I got bit up. I'm sorry, I'm itching. I got bit up by something, but I was telling her, like, a friend of mine. They were trying to start a business, and you have a young Italian guy, you have a young black guy. Now, the black guy, while he's from the hood, he talks very, very proper, like no matter what. It's not that he's putting on his proper voice or his white voice. That's just him. So when they're on the phone and they're online and doing all of this stuff and getting all the paperwork, everything is fine. The day that they had to go, and they were getting a $100,000 loan, the day that they went into the bank, he warned his partner, like, hey, when we go in here, even though they're telling us all we got to do is come in and sign the paperwork, don't be surprised if we don't walk out of here with this loan, because it's happened to me before and it happens often. Homie, the partner, he's like, nah, that's impossible. We got the loan. Everything is good. It's impossible. But he's an Italian guy. He doesn't understand that when you walk in somewhere black, they don't need an excuse not to give it to you. Right. And they did not walk out with that loan. And that was when his partner was like, yo, we're in this, because I can't believe that as hard as we worked, they still didn't give us the loan when we knew we had it. Right. He's like, yo, we're in this together. Like, we're going to sole proprietor this thing, and we're going to do it together regardless, because that is unfair. And now you see, no matter how good of a black person you could be, or how well you look on paper, no matter what degrees you have, how much money you got in the bank,
the color of your skin make a difference.
It might not happen. For you, no matter how hard you work. And that was when his Italian partner, that's when he learned that lesson, like, wow, like, I didn't know it was actually that hard, and a lot of people don't. And I was telling that story. They don't pay it no mind. Yeah, and I was telling that story to, like I said, the people the woman that I was working for at the time, and she was like, no, it had to be something. It had to be something. I'm like, no, you're Asian. Your husband is a doctor. They're okay with that. Us, they don't need a reason. They didn't need a reason to bomb Black Wall Street. They decided to do it because they wanted to. You don't need a reason to turn the Black Panther organization into a hate group. They don't need a reason. They do it because they want to, because they control it. And no matter what you try to do, it's a very, very good possibility that it will be shot down for absolutely no reason. And so many people don't understand that about Black people. They think that we just sitting around not doing nothing. No. That's not true. It's a lot of us doing a whole lot of stuff.
A lot.
Or trying. But it's a whole lot of communities and a whole lot of people who are still not wanting to see this stuff happen.
I'm a firm believer in, like...
I know I just went all the way left, but...
No, I'm a firm believer in we do it on our own. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a firm believer in that, because I don't care whatever you're doing. There's always a smaller scale you can do it on. Absolutely. And profit from that smaller scale and flip and do it to the next one and do it to the next one and do it to the next one. When you get assistance from other people, they dictate how your thing is going to go, or they slow you down. And it's really irritating.
They want everything done their way.
Yes,
they want you to do it their way.
You know what I'm saying? And what they're fighting for is control. You know what I'm saying?
Just to say they had some input in it.
But the sad thing is that you have to go that route when you don't have to start from there. It's like if everybody else can walk in the room and get $100,000 to do whatever it is they want to do, and I got to start with the money in my pocket just because you won't give me anything, or you won't give me the same opportunities. I'm not saying it's a handout, because I would pay you back. It's just that it's unfair that everybody else can get this opportunity, but I can't, and I have to start, like you said, from the smaller route, when I might even have the better idea on how to do it.
That's a fact.
That's messed up that it even has to be like that.
It might be the best.
I'm going to take this left. Horribly. But it's just like Kanye was saying that he wanted to create a shoe with Nike, right? Mm-hmm. Nike wouldn't let him do it. Now Nike's using the campaign for Kaepernick.
Right.
Isn't it like the same... Like Kanye was trying to do something.
Yeah, somebody has to do it first.
Right?
Absolutely.
And then they wouldn't let him. He did it with them, but they wouldn't let him create his own shoe. Mm-hmm. Then Nike stood by Kaepernick.
But see, even in that situation,
you know what I'm saying?
Even in that situation, somebody gave him a chance, because he would still be coming from the bottom. Like you said, Adidas decided to give him that opportunity. So now Nike can follow suit, because they see, like, oh, this is big
It
money.
happened.
Right. I mean, even though they should have saw it with Jordan, they already had that person. They already did that.
Right.
Why wouldn't you want to, why wouldn't you want it to happen again?
It's just, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just business.
But that's not good business. That's hate. What reason would you have not to do it again? If you have Jordan, if you have your Nike and you have Jordan and you see what it is, what reason do you have not to do it again when that's your biggest selling shoe?
Yeah, but I mean, it's just, I just look at it as like it's business. They don't want you to have control over it because once you understand it, you don't need them. You just do it on your own.
Right.
They don't want you to do it on that big of a scale.
Right.
So instead, they're going to say no, and we're not going to do it with you at all. So I'm going to let you go over to the competition.
We still threaten them in the way.
But it's still business-wise, there's still no logical explanation on why you would let that opportunity walk out the room. Especially not when you have somebody who is already innovative in the culture, period. In the same culture that you make the most of the bulk of your money from. It doesn't make sense. There's no business reason for that.
And like
it's all not wanting your company to be blackwashed.
Yeah, I just look at it like this: in business, when you're in that room, in that board meeting or that meeting, and the person running the show, if you come up with the idea that's better than his, you should be in his position, and that person knows that. And they don't want you in that position, so they don't take your idea. They don't go with your idea.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Well,
that's
what they think. That's what they think.
They think the idea is their own.
Yeah, that's pretty much
rob
what they
you,
do.
Basically, they rob you.
But and the sad part is that they look at it like that because I'm coming to you because I need you, not because I'm trying to take your spot.
Right.
Because I'm asking you. I'm down here. You're up here. Yeah. I'm just asking you to lift me up a little bit.
But that's
why they don't see that.
That's why I said we got to change the narrative because
Yeah.
really we come with the ideas, we come with the creativity, we come with the style, we come with the.
It's the threat. It's
So,
a threat
you know
because
what I
they
mean?
know they. It's a known fact that in business, the business people are never the people who are the innovators.
I agree with you, but I look
Outside of Steve Jobs, he was like the only one. For real.
I look at it like this: when I say take your money and put it back in it, and then keep doing it again and keep doing, you really make more money that way. When you go big, you got the image of doing something big, but you might not make that much money.
Right.
You might not. Be honestly, it's like you spent a lot of money, but after you pay everybody and you do everything you do, you only come back with this amount. That portion may not be a huge amount, but when you're selling something, you can sell how much you want to sell, and you can end up right. So, like, say somebody sells something, and let's say if I'm selling my shoes, and I'm selling shoes, and I say I want to sell 10,000 shoes, $10,000 worth of shoes, just me and Dom. We're gonna split it 5,000, 5,000. But if I'm with a big company and we sell like $500,000 worth of shoes, right? Even though we sold $500,000 shoes, after we pay everybody, we might just make like 50,000. Let's say if it's 500,000, it wouldn't have been worth it to make it that big, and then made just that little bit of money from investing all of that. When we could have just said, all right, we got these shoes, we only spent $2,000, but we're going to make $10,000. That's $5,000 a piece. Off of that $2,000, that's $4,000 we made off of just $2,000. But it's like no one really in our community. We look at it like it's easier to go over there and just get the assistance.
Right. Right.
But in reality, it isn't easier.
Sometimes you need. I feel like it's a little bit of both. I feel like there has to be a happy medium in it. You know what I mean? Because while you can, yes, do it that way and do it the other way, I feel like there has to be ownership in it somewhere where you can, like the happy medium, where you can, it's quality versus quantity. You get it to the masses, but it's still yours. It's like music. No one owns your masters. It's still your product. You're still selling it. Your passion is still in it. You still get to decide what it looks like. But the machine is there to get it to the masses and give you a marketing, kind of like a marketing machine behind you to where it can get out in the way that you want it to. Nobody wants to put their heart and soul out there and
not get it out there.
Invest in that stuff.
Nobody wants to put their heart and soul out there and nobody else can see it.
I truly believe like I
don't know any. I know a lot of artists, whether it be rappers, singers, whatever. I don't know anybody who has soul passion in their work, and then you give them the opportunity for everybody to see it and everybody to possibly love it or get whatever the feeling that they want you to get from it, and they're like, oh no, I only want to see you five's opinion about it, like the four of us, our opinions about it. Most
They
people,
don't
most
wanna go.
artists want. I want to know your opinion. I want your opinion. I want to see if you like it. Do you like it? I worked my whole life on this. Do you like it? I want to see if you like it. I want to see if everybody likes it. Like
then you would
that's
flip.
usually the
grind.
thinking of an artist.
But you would grind them because you would know that you would be reaching more people by you doing it authentically. But if you go the other route, I just know from perfect experience, like personal experience, that someone else is going to tell you to do it their way, not just your way. The way you intended to do it, they're going to change some
There go
things
the
because
mosquito. He's right on your shoulder.
they're going to change some things.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They're gonna make you change the way you're doing it, and your creativity is gonna be lost somewhat, no matter what, because they're funding some of it.
Yeah.
And that's not cool. I don't
Yeah,
care what
no,
no
it's
one
not.
says. Not cool.
It's not, and it does happen. But that's why I said you have to find that happy medium that's gonna, like, if you're someone who's putting a product out there, you got to find that medium that's gonna get you, like, you know what your end goal is, and
Facts.
you gotta,
And you know where you want to be.
you know that you're gonna have to sacrifice something, so you have to figure out what you're willing to sacrifice to get to where you want.
I think the
It's all about that
Rockefeller approach.
dedication.
Rockefeller approach is the best. They couldn't get a deal. They worked their hardest until they got to a point
Where
and
they could buy it.
And they created it, and then somebody said, you know what, we'll partner with you. Fine. Yeah, I don't got no control over this. We're partners. You're just bringing the money. I'm just doing my thing. And that's
And
it.
there was a lot of Master P did that too.
You know. But yeah, like
When you said Rockefeller at first, I was thinking like John D. Rockefeller,
no.
the big Rockefeller, like Rockefeller, not Rocka.
But I know we stepped away from the finance, but
We did.
just-
We always do.
we always do.
But
we always do stuff.
it's still interesting though how it's all in category though, but
Yeah.
it all circles around each other. So I feel
Black
like
businesses.
it all makes sense because you still need that mindset and that knowledge to know what you got to do, regardless if it's on a small scale or a large scale.
Yeah.
And me and him, we always end up going at it on conversation. But I
Yeah.
feel like that's good because you got two brains like
Yeah.
working and learning from each other and understanding each other.
And I'm
Like,
just
I think
over here
that's dope.
observing, like, okay, I'm
Yeah.
just
I'm
taking it
I'm
all
all
in.
for independence and us doing not even just black minority. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to make it seem like it's just black minority is doing their thing because we create it, and next thing you know, somebody does it, and then they get the credit. That's not cool. Like it's not cool. Like
I
it's our
agree.
culture. It's what we do.
And it sucks, but
You know what I'm saying?
that's definitely American life because you know that's the history of America. Period.
That's where I think where money comes in play. If we get our finances together, we're not gonna, you know what I'm saying, depend on anyone because we're gonna have our own
do.
backing.
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna have
And
our
it's
own
hard.
money.
I just watched the interview with I didn't watch the full interview. It was just a small portion of it, but it was Akon, and he was talking about how Africa, like in certain parts in Africa where it's the fastest growing, like it's nowhere else in the world that a black man can go and create a Fortune 500 company in the amount of time that you can when you take your business to Africa.
It's a fact.
And he was saying, yeah, I agree. Well, yeah, I know. And he was saying the hardest part is just getting people to understand that. Like, it's so many people that still think Africa is just flies and hungry babies. Like, it's ridiculous. Just dirt, flies, and hungry babies.
And
like, it's so many people that think that.
But that's what's thrown in our face most of the time, and that's what's
And
portrayed.
yeah, when we were growing up,
that's all we
that's all
gonna
you
think of.
saw. That's all you saw.
Yeah,
Even
that's all
still
you
to this
saw.
day, though, you see those commercials. How many times? How many times in the last month have you maybe run across one of those commercials? Not necessarily us, because there's 4 of us in here, but I know I've seen all of the missionary work commercials.
Yeah.
You
And
see
the ones with that
the
sad song. I've
2
seen
cents a
that,
day. I mean, $2 a day to feed a whole village.
Don't get
you
wrong
see
though.
all of that,
There's
but
some of that over there.
and that's very true. But you
But it's
never
not all
ever
like that.
see
Right.
you never ever see pictures of Nigeria or pictures of places that are actually building up. And like just like how when Dubai was coming up, you see pictures of Dubai everywhere.
Yeah.
You would think Dubai was like in our country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You
never
definitely
see
did.
people traveling to Cape Town, South Africa, places that are already developed, that are nice looking, that are tourist attractions where people are living well. They have car
Some
companies,
people
they
still
have
don't
everything.
realize that
You
Egypt
never
is
see
a part
that
of
here.
Africa.
Yo, they got
That's
some nice spots
that's
in
about the
Africa.
dumbest shit I've
Some
seen in my
people
life.
really don't realize
That-
that.
I don't
and they
understand
really
that.
just believe
Well,
that Egypt
The
is its
Egyptians don't
own
consider
thing.
it. They don't consider.
They don't
themselves-
want to, but it's a
They're
part of
African.
Africa.
They're
Yeah.
African, but they consider themselves Egyptians.
Always have.
Right.
They always have.
I mean,
So it is.
not all I
But
can say.
no,
but-
but not even that argument. They're always like, "Oh, that's the Middle East. the Middle East is comprised of Upper Africa and Southern Asia. So what exactly, like, are you saying that the Southern Asian part is not Asia? Because I know this Northern Africa part is Africa.
They just trying to edit together. So
they just don't want to be a part of it, and that's a shame. It sucks because that's all a different level of mental conditioning and stuff. That's a whole different conversation too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it is what it is. The stigma that's placed upon Africa is horrible. Even like I said, we can say that Egyptians don't want to be Africans or whatever, but the stigma that's placed upon it, as far as African Americans, just not knowing that there's countries in Africa that are like just flourishing countries. Like so many people don't know. Even still, they think that the Nigerians and stuff that's coming over here ain't used to living good, and that's not true.
That's not true.
A lot of they think that it's so many people in, because I'm from Southwest Philly. Southwest Philly is comprised of island, like West Indians and Africans. That's all when I was growing up, it was blacks and Cambodians. Yeah. But wasn't it? It was in your class.
Cambodians go?
They came up in the world. They did
because it was definitely in Southwest.
That was Southwest. The last 10, 15 years is Jamaicans and Africans. Southwest has turned into that. But the people that, like the black people who still live in Southwest, they think that the Nigerians are just coming over here stealing cars and sending them back, and that's why they wearing all this Gucci and all of this stuff, and that's why they got better cars. And them niggas came over here with that. They ain't go to them stores and buy that shit. They been had it.
Right. They just know how to work their money.
But they're coming from a place that's not poor.
Right.
You think it's poor because you haven't done the information. You haven't investigated. You haven't even talked to them.
To even figure out.
I dated an African who came on. He been over here 5 years, and this is where the disconnect really comes in. Or I feel like was really evident to me because I saw it before, but I'm a person who talked to anybody. I know Africans, I know Arabic people, I know, other types. I know black Muslims, white Muslims. I know all types of races and all types of religions of people, and I don't mind talking to them.
Right.
But when I heard that he had been over here 5 years, living in Southwest Philly, dating black girls with black girls around black guys in Southwest. We all from West Philly, Southwest, whatever. And he had never even had soul food before. I was like, all of these soul food, Jamaican restaurants and stuff, and you never tasted it? But you know where he had been? Every white restaurant you could think of. He'd been to every pizza store, everything.
You just ain't know what the stores was looking like?
No, he just was, in his mind, he wasn't supposed to mix with black people. Wow. He decided to date, we ended up dating because I'm just a cool-ass chick. Really, he didn't even think that. No, honestly, he didn't even.
I'm with you. I understand the misconception.
He didn't even think.
Where was he from?
He was from the Ivory Coast.
Okay, I understand the misconception.
And even that, he got rich aunts over there. Rich family members over there. So it's not like he's from ignorance. He just the rich people that raised him taught him that the black people in America was something that you don't need to mix with because they're not right. They're broken. They're not going to do anything. They're not smart. They're not this. They're not that. And he learned different. He ended up falling for me, and we ended up breaking up because he had this infatuation with white people, and I'm not white, so there's nothing I could do to, there was no reason for us to stay in a relationship. Right. You know what I mean?
Misconceptions be crazy.
And but that showed me the disconnect in why blacks and Africans still haven't really started building together. Because once we do,
it's crazy.
I give it 10 years. Honestly,
it's
if that.
Like
not even that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Me and Dom got some stuff cooking up.
Thing that goes
that's
on.
Crazy.
Yeah, and you've been here since a child. He had only been here for 5 years, but for 5 years to be living in a black community and not have even tasted black food is ridiculous. When he had Chinese food before.
Right.
He's been to the poppy stores.
Yeah, You know what's crazy?
It was a block there. He didn't want to try it.
Yeah, it's crazy because I used to work with a Nigerian guy, and he was telling me when he got here, all his friends, white, black, whatever, they just be like, "Don't mess with black girls. They crazy." And don't get me wrong, he's a strong-minded Nigerian guy. So he's like, he listened, took everybody's opinion. He's like, "I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do." And he was dating African American girl, and he said none of the stuff that everybody told him was true. He like, yo, they can't cook your food. Man, he showed the girl how to cook the food where he
likes.
Yeah, and she cooks it. So he was telling me like, at some point, you got to understand that what people put on you is what they believe. It's not what you believe.
Right, absolutely.
Right.
When you get that, you can get it confused. But once you get out of your head and you realize that's what they believe, it's not me. Like what I believe is what I believe.
You don't have to do what they say. That's just how they feel about it.
And not only that, but somebody can tell you something, but if you don't experience it, then what you gonna do?
But even that thought, what they put out there, it will make you feel like that when you experience it. Like I was told Nigerians, you gotta watch them, they crooked. I met some Nigerian dudes that's thorough, like cool dudes. But it's just my perception. When someone told me them Nigerians, you gotta watch them. Next thing you know, that's what I was always thinking. Until I met that guy, and he was like, I come from where the guys are crooked and they do crazy stuff, but not all of us is like that.
And that's with every race and religion.
Yeah, that's everything.
And the
I just
sad
feel like
part
you
is
gotta
that
fill it out yourself.
you have
can't
to
always
experience
take
and make your
other
own
people-
decisions.
Yeah, like experiences and making them yours. Like y'all live two different lives. Y'all two different people. Like it just doesn't
Pretty
mix
much.
for everybody. Everywhere.
Someone told me a long time ago, Orhead, he told me, when you don't care what nobody thinks, that's when you're ready to win. And that's a fact.
That's
Yeah,
so true.
very true. I had a conversation with an old head about that not too long ago too.
That's so true.
So I just think,
I believe that to the fullest.
I think our community, we gotta get to that point. We don't care what other communities think about us. We just gonna do our thing.
I feel like our community have already gotten there. I feel like it's the ignorance that kind of stops us from still moving forward, though. Because, like we said, that's ignorance. What we were just talking about, how somebody can tell you something and you just believe it.
It's
That's ignorance.
You know what? Speaking of that, it touches on that the Cosby thing. Once we try to change the narrative, it seems like the brother always goes down. Like they said, Cosby did all this crazy stuff. Cosby was trying to buy that network. His narrative went to he's a rapist.
Yeah.
Once we try to control like the media and the narrative, like a TV show or something on our time, what we want to talk about, then it's like the person that's trying to do it, they this bad person. Like they this person. Then the whole whatever they start talking about is gone.
Yeah.
It's completely gone. So like I think we already at that point. But to really like the airwaves is powerful. The airwaves is powerful. The TV shows, all that is powerful.
Absolutely, all the media, anything.
You know what I'm saying?
Media oriented
is powerful.
Yeah.
Like we understand it's powerful, but the people that probably listen,
The consumers,
they don't really think that is that like. What you
They don't
see on the
understand that
news,
they're stopping their day to listen to what you're saying.
even
And
when
it's-
you're in the car just driving and that joint
Yeah.
just playing, like it's very powerful. So it's just like the narrative has changed. We had a black president. I mean, we can say what we want to say, but a black man was in that office. We ain't never think that man was going to be in office. We could do whatever we want. Like I'm not saying that in a way like
and it been
dead
that way.
behind.
It's
Like,
just-
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just make it extra hard for you.
Yeah.
When you black.
That's true.
You gotta work harder.
But you know, that's a fact. But I just
And that's
It's a
been
fact.
beat in our heads since the beginning of time. Like I feel like we've always known. Like when you think of black kids and they ready to go to college, your parents, your teachers, everybody tell you, listen, you can do it, but you can't mess up. You can't have no mistakes. You can't do nothing wrong. You have
can't
to
quit. You
focus
gotta
on
keep
this,
going.
and that's it. If you're gonna
Perfection.
do it, you got to be the best at it. Yeah,
a fact.
that stigma comes from your parents and the people, the generations that are teaching you, knowing what they went through. And it's like, I was good at this. I wasn't the best, but I was definitely damn well good enough to be able to get this job or get this position. And I didn't get it because I was black, and I didn't get it because that one mistake, although Jack or John or Jacob or whoever it was that you were up against, they had that mistake plus two more. But the fact of the matter is you was black, and they didn't really want you there anyway.
This is true.
So you have to be 100% better than everybody
yeah,
in order to be accepted.
and this is always the way it's been. It's always been.
It actually, like you was talking about Obama. If you look at if Obama had any of the stuff on his resume that Trump had, the grabbing them by the pussies and all that type
Oh,
stuff,
yeah, he was never making.
that would have never happened.
No.
It would have never happened.
It would have been.
No.
Even down to Trump trying to tell them just because you were born in Hawaii, you weren't really a U.S. You weren't
But
really
that's
a
what they
U.S.
kept saying
citizen
about Barack.
and
That's
all
the only
that
thing
stuff.
they really kept saying about him was that he wasn't
And
American.
they was
he
looking for
wasn't
something.
this.
He was so cookie cutter, and his cutout was so like the cloth that he was cut from was so perfect that it was nothing you could do. It was absolutely nothing you
say.
could do to stop it. Now, like I said, had it been one thing, it's over. It's over.
We work twice as hard and get half of the stuff we deserve. So Obama got in office and he couldn't do about anything that he needed to do.
Yeah.
So
they fought him on everything because this Supreme Court justice, we should have already had it. We shouldn't be in this term.
They don't give us the time to make the mistakes to learn. We just got to know it.
Yeah, you have to already have experience.
They expecting us to know already.
Yeah, we can't make no mistakes.
That's why earlier we were talking about the whole village. It takes a village to raise a child. We need the village because we have to have those past experiences. We can't experience it right then and now because it's gonna either take too long or we gotta have a mistake or whatever. We're not allowed. We can't have it. We need the village, whether it works or not. We need those experiences behind.
But either like how Barack, he was, like you said, he was perfect.
Crazy,
his background, his
yeah.
profile matched. He
Only
had the
thing they had
credentials.
on was he smoked some weed, but he already let the world know that already.
And we could see that in his lips.
Yeah, who cares?
And it's not. Yeah, it's nothing. That just that to me is what grabbed the kids. It was like, oh yeah.
The only dirt you got, he let everybody know for itself.
I got you.
I'm voting for you.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was
And
it.
it's like he was up, but they still tried to find something to bring him down. And then we had Bill Cosby, where his whole career rising up, they praised
He was
this
perfect.
man.
He didn't curse.
They praised this man the whole time,
The
right?
dad of the universe, right?
He got all these accomplishments, especially in Philly, got statues, all this stuff, all this recognition. But as soon as that came out and all them allegations came out with them women and all that stuff and all this court things that he's going through, it took it all away. How do you take this man's degree away from Temple? He went through and literally did that
That's
work.
crazy.
How do you take something like that from somebody?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's something you can't do. But as soon as, like you said, it's like a black person that it brings it down.
Like, they take everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
It's really crazy because in my mind, like, yo, this Catholic stuff with the priests, ain't none of them go to jail.
Nobody.
They just cut checks.
Hell, just
Cosby about to do a dime.
Look at what we were just talking about. The Supreme Court justice. He's up for trial for touching He smacked a bitch in the face with a dick and told her to suck his dick or something like that.
Yeah.
You up for Supreme Court justice and up for trial at the same damn time. How?
Today they made a decision.
And they sitting here saying
They're
that
gonna
this nigga can't even have his degree. Like Cosby can't even keep his degree.
But we were talking about earlier, the guy from Seventh Heaven is still living his life all freely. And I'm pretty sure he got everything that he earned in life. And he did the same thing and not convicted. Show still playing, still making money off the
I'm
same
gonna be
thing.
real with you though. It's just because it's another one that, besides the finance and black businesses, that really detrimental to our community. It shake me up every time I think about it. We don't stick together.
Yeah,
We don't stick together
and
at all.
I agree because
You know
I
what I'm
feel
saying?
like that whole Cosby, the fact that everybody just turned on him so easily,
quick.
so
All the
fast.
other
So
comedians,
quick.
they
Soon
didn't
as
even want
the-
to say like, yo, we don't even know.
Yeah, but it wasn't it wasn't everybody because it was a lot of like Eddie Griffin still was like fuck all that because I didn't have bitches in the who came there and took the shit and then tried to say, oh my God, what happened to me?
Yeah.
Like and not you and
A lot of them
I'm talking about the
witnessed
ones
it,
at the
though.
top. Like they didn't even want to. They play politics. They say, you know what? That's a touchy situation.
I just
No.
think
I want
that
to stay away from
Yeah,
it.
Tell us your
exactly.
opinion. Tell us
Right.
your opinion.
But like I mean,
It's just
Felicia
the say they
Rashad,
saw.
she still stuck by it. She was like, I never known him to be that man, and
Yeah.
I don't agree with nothing these women are saying. Everybody pretty much from the Cosby Show kind of all said good things except for
Because
Lisa
why
Bonet,
wouldn't it
but
happen
she
to
had a
them?
bad
Like,
experience. Yeah, I'm
If
with you every
anybody,
day.
I feel like it would have happened to one of them first.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
with you every single
that's
day.
just how
I just feel like you never know. Like,
They were white women. Nothing personal.
you never know.
Besides Beverly Johnson, but when she dropped out, she said like I did it for the money, like. I mean,
You know what the
like,
crazy part
that's
is?
when I started following it though,
And
because
that's a shame.
when one drop out, it's like, all right, so now we know what's real because we know why you came up and did it. So why exactly are these women coming up and doing it?
I'm gonna,
You know what I mean, which is
I'm gonna
9
give-
times out of 10 the same scenario.
To make it even crazier, like he didn't get found guilty the first time. The second time, they used the money that he paid to the people
Right.
against him. That's why I think Cosby gonna win in the appeal, because it's like what they did was not right. Y'all gonna use what he did last time when he paid somebody out against him.
Yeah, whatever happened to Double Jeopardy and shit like that? Like,
He didn't win the case last time. He actually just
the charge it got certain
hung jury.
Oh, okay.
They
got
didn't come to a decision, but it's like you can't use that I paid somebody for a case on me in this case because we already handled that. That person said they wanted the money. It was cool.
Yeah.
Like I
That's-
settled.
And that's what we
That's the
all
whole
agreed
point of a
on.
settlement.
And,
Right.
and,
Like,
and that's
we
what
all
they
agreed
used,
on this in front of my face, and now you trying to take me to court for it?
and they used that. And you know what's so crazy about it? The district attorney said that they wasn't going to prosecute him again. But then they got rid of that district attorney and put another one in, a black one, and they took him to trial.
Dang.
So in my mind, it's like, all right, in my mind, it's a crazy situation because I don't got kids, I don't got no daughter, but it's kind of touchy and crazy if you think about it, if he really did do something like that. But
Yeah, it's like you never know.
give him a fair shot. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Give him a
Yeah.
fair
My
shake.
thing is, why bring it up now? Like, why didn't you ain't bring it up?
Well, a lot of time now that I can understand because I have a few close friends, not necessarily me. This isn't like one of those, I'm the person that I'm talking about situations, but I know some close friends that were raped and they still haven't said anything. You know what I mean? And one of the people that's in my mind, she'd been raped 3 times and she ain't said nothing about nobody.
So let me ask you a question. I had a conversation with my coworker. So there's a statute of limitation. I don't know if it's like 10 years or.
On rape?
Yeah.
Nah, it ain't no statute of
It
limitation
is.
on rape.
It is.
On rape.
It is. You
It's
got
like
a
7
certain amount
years,
of time.
something like that.
It's like 7 or 10 years. Like there's a time that it happened and a time is discovered. So you can't
Check that. Because I ain't never heard that it's a statute of
because the
limitation.
Supreme
I don't think it's on murder. I don't think it's on
not on murder, but the Supreme Justice that's in court right now, it happened 30 years ago. So they can't bring him to court or anything like that. That's why they're having this whole thing because it happened
Right.
so long
yeah,
ago.
he's not
It's
up
not-
for
it's not
trial.
for-
They're
it's not
just
for murder, though.
discussing it. They're trying to decide
Yeah.
if it's
It should be investigated or not
Yeah.
because it's happened so long ago and he's about to be a Supreme Justice. That's for life. So
Right.
so it's like, let's say if it's 7 or 10 years, whatever the amount of years it is. If a person, I'm just concerned because in my mind, if something like that happens, I feel like, all right, you might be traumatized, you might not say nothing, but you
download
gotta say something at some point to be
Around that
believable.
time. Right.
Right.
But you can't wait till the person is at a successful point
that's
Right.
what I
and
was
then say
thinking.
something because
That's
then
what
it makes me look like, all right, if it's not for the money, did he really do this?
Right.
You make me question you now.
Right.
And then, you know what I'm saying? I know it's trauma in it, but you got this. If you wait till a person at the height of their career or something, they're about to do something, you're
Or
like,
even
oh, that
if
person
it's
did
wait
something to me
too
that wasn't
long,
right.
period. Like, why are you waiting that long? I can see if you wait. All right, let's say even a year you wait.
But this stuff happened in the 70s, right?
It happened in like 2000.
No, I'm talking about
Which one?
all the accusations.
Oh, yeah,
All that
like,
stuff popped off like
they had different
But
time
the
periods.
60s, 70s, and all the 80s, and all that shit. But man, the drugs back then, they was doing their own drugs. Man, you never know what happened back then.
back then or now.
I
Like
agree with
drugs
that.
are drugs. The drug game ain't
changed.
changed as it pertains to
I agree too.
How they act.
It
and the way the
hasn't.
ro- and way it will play out.
It hasn't, yeah. It depends on the state that you in, because it's a lot of states that don't have a statute of
back then,
limitation
they
on
drugs-
sexual
it was
assault,
cool to
but
do
ours
drugs
has
back
12
then,
years.
you know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
12 years. See,
Yeah, and California has 10,
you see.
and
So,
if it's assault on a minor, it's up to 28 years. Like they're 28 years old.
Yeah.
But yeah, different states have different rules. But yeah, we was talking about something before I finally found the confirmation.
I was just saying that like,
We was talking about the drug game.
yeah, I was just like you're saying, for example, the assault stuff is crazy. Like the rules don't make no sense. Like let's say example like that Penn State was in Dusky, he got locked up, but people knew about that stuff. They ain't get locked up. Why they ain't get locked up? They knew
The
what happened.
conspiracy,
Yeah,
right.
the coach knew. The other people knew. They just
Yeah,
got
I feel like
their words
the
taken
coach
from
at
them.
least should have
Should've
None of
gotten
them
vouched
some-
for something.
You
Yeah.
see what I'm
Right.
saying? And I feel like if a person, female or guy, if you've been assaulted, you've been in that situation, and you wait past the limitation, you try to bring it up now, and we don't know if it really happened or it didn't
I
happen.
feel like the law should be, you should have been said something.
No, yeah.
See, but I feel like
something's happened to you. Why did you think
it depends. See,
you should've
but
said something.
Now
see
you
that's
could be-
that's y'all. Like it's not. It's a lot. Like now when it comes down to the Cosby case, well, I'm kind of on the fence in a way where I understand that a lot of women, in order to, I'm
think he did it?
in a male. No, I don't think. I think it might have happened in a way where it wasn't offensive. Like that's like if I'm with y'all and y'all in the room, y'all got Quaaludes or well perks now. We'll say perks or Xannies or something like that, and everybody doing it, and I decide to do it. And I give up the draws. You can easily say. I could easily turn around and be like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. And not on top of that, I still ain't even famous. Like, I could easily say, well, this is how I'm going to get famous. Shit.
Cool.
You know what I mean? I could easily do that. And I
So
could
you're around
easily
Cosby.
see how that could happen. But at the same time, it's like, with the Cosby case, it's like, well, a lot of these women, they said they came to his home at nighttime to sit and talk business with this rich ass nigga.
What you think was going to
who's
happen?
running the game at the exact. That's how I feel about a lot of these cases.
Don't you got a wife? Why are you coming there?
Yeah, but you know,
They wanted what they wanted.
She might have been in Philly on the East Coast with the
coming there
kids.
for a reason, though.
It's like
reason
now
they're going to his
y'all.
house.
Yeah, now whoever it is that maybe wanted
But
that.
why would you even feel comfortable going there at night to his house?
They knew what they were in for.
Exactly.
Right,
And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how I feel about the Cosby case. But as it pertains to, like, statute of limitations and things like that, I don't agree that there should be a limitation. More on what you were saying.
You're kind of right, though.
On what you were saying, because you don't know how that, even the person might not have said nothing
agree
at the
with you.
time,
I
you don't
agree.
know that
That's
could
what
be
I'm saying.
following them for the rest of
They
their life, and that's
emotions is-
unfair
yeah, you're
to
right.
say that, oh, well, because you ain't say nothing
Right,
6 years ago, you just got to deal with it.
I agree with you, but hear me out. I know some cats that got cases that they ain't do nothing.
And
Baby
that's
mom
very
tripped
true.
on them, and then now they got
Yeah.
this. They registered sex offender.
Yeah,
They that
and
ball.
that's
You know what I'm
true. I
saying?
agree with that too, and that's just
You can't get out of it.
That's something. Yeah, it's one of those
your life
things.
right there.
Yeah,
That
but
is-
it's one of those things that's just taboo.
Don't
Like,
come
you
around
don't
with
want to
your kids.
encounter it in
Not
your
like,
life.
come on.
Period.
Don't come around when I got the kids with me. You're right.
Right.
I don't know if you did it or not, but,
But
when you
you-
explain it, it's like,
That's
no,
just
that's
your
not what
tag.
happened.
Your label is that. Like,
Right.
You
Yeah.
go on the internet. Like,
And
Right.
and
you
it's
move
not
somewhere, your name
and it's
pops
not
up.
fair.
Sex offender.
And then you
That's
know what the crazy
wrong.
part to me
And
is?
it is fucked up. It's
fucked
not
up.
fair.
It's sad for every victim, but to me, I feel like that law is really in the power of the female. I feel like that law is in the power of female because in my mind, it's like, I'm going to be more sympathetic if a female tells me she was, a guy not going to come out with it. It's even about same thing if you get abused. A guy not going to come out with it, but a female not going to come out with it either. But when she does, it don't matter how long it's been. I feel like she should be heard. But what if
Male or female.
it didn't happen? And it's like now she's just saying
that's
it.
But
the
see
only
now,
thing
but see
tough
now
one.
you're on a
That's a tough
you're
one.
on like
That's the Cosby case.
But the same thing you just said, where you feel like it should be a statute of limitation on. Well, why didn't you say something? You just said men ain't gonna come out with it. But you saying a woman should have to come out with it in a certain amount of time. That's not fair.
I'm saying if a guy, even if it's a guy,
Because
it's
the
hard
same
for me to
amount
say
of
a
trauma
guy.
can happen.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to
The
picture
same
that.
amount of, that's not true. All these priests out here fucking these little boys. They guys.
No,
they
no,
grow
no,
up to be
that's
guys
minors.
and they grow
That's
up to be
minors.
fucked
That's
up.
minors. That's minors.
But,
But they're still guys.
They're
I
gonna
agree
be
with you.
guys one day.
And the case with the Supreme Court justice, the girl that the whole where he slapped the dick in his face and told him to suck it or whatever, told her to suck it. She was 15 when that happened. She was a minor.
With that one, with the Supreme Justice, I don't know too much about it. I just seen the case in the news. But the
Yeah,
priest
but-
thing, I'm going to be real with you. The priest thing is really crazy to me because I swear everybody knows. In that Catholic business, they
That's
all
what
know.
happened.
Because think about it. You
'Cause they
bring your
can't-
kids here, something happens with a priest, somebody that you confide in to be with you put your whole family trust in this person.
Right.
And something like that happens with a child. And then y'all all continue to come back to this place and say, oh, it happened with a priest, but this other priest and this other priest and this other priest don't know nothing about what's going on.
And we'll see that.
So y'all know.
That's not the case. Yeah, they know because they're put in these convents and things, and they're not allowed. The nuns is not allowed to have sex. The priests are not allowed to have sex. But you put these overly sexual beings because I think we can all agree.
Agree.
For the most part that in society, it's a known thing that men are a lot more sexually oriented than women are.
I don't know about that, but
Nah, in society, I'm not saying you, but I'm saying in society,
saying
it's
period.
known that men need sex and women usually
More.
can go without it a little easier.
Right.
So, but you put these little boys in a room with these
Shit,
men.
I don't know about that.
I'm talking about society. I'm not talking about you.
I'm talking about society too. I'm just saying.
That's a known. That's a given.
All right, I'm just saying.
That's
I
a
don't know.
given.
Females do stuff that make you think, why did she do that? Why did she wear that? The hell?
But see,
You know what
that's
I'm
you
saying?
not being a man and
But that
not
don't mean she
understanding.
want to have sex.
I agree
Yeah.
with you, but what the hell is she
But
thinking?
wait, let's not go to the other
I'm just
conversation.
joking.
But,
That was a little jokey joke.
because we haven't even talked about financial planning in so
Yeah.
long. But you talk about you put these young boys in a situation of a room full of men, whether they used to have sex and they're becoming priests now, or they've been priests their whole life and have never had sex. They're gonna have sex with somebody.
Listen, I believe that them adult males that are in that parish or whatever you
Should
call it.
fuck each other.
No,
No, but I'm just saying.
No, they should. Don't put
They probably are.
No, hear
They
me
probably are.
out. Hear me out. Them adult men
'Cause I
that have
agree.
kids in that parish or that whatever you call it, they probably been touched and been doing the same.
Yeah,
There's
it's
no way
cycle.
possible you
Yeah,
bringing your
because
kid in
this
there.
stigma
and
has been
another
going on for
kid's been
generations.
touched.
Right.
You've been touched, or you're doing some touching.
Yeah, they think it's
Something's
okay.
not right. Like,
They think,
you
but
see
they,
what I'm saying? Think
this is
about
what
it.
they grew up. This is what they've been
Brother
in for
not doing that.
generations.
Brother look like, yo, you
That's
just
not
touching my
true.
kids. My kids is not coming
That's
here.
not true.
But that's-
you know how many families got niggas that uncles fucked and everybody just shut the fuck up and ain't say nothing?
Say again?
Like, you know how many, I'm saying, you know how many families that swept shit like that under the rug? That's not true to say.
But not everybody not everybody that's, let me put it like this. If anybody knows that, then it's only like the selected people in the family that know it. Not
Yeah, but they
the
still
whole,
bring their kids back around. Is what I'm saying. When it's swept
See-
under the rug like that and it's not
see,
dealt
I
with,
ain't never-
you're still gonna.
I ain't never-
the family is still functioning. That's the whole swept under the rug thing.
Yeah,
There are
I
people,
ain't never
black people,
experienced
white
that.
people. There are all types of
I
races
ain't
that
never,
do that.
Yeah, I ain't never.
That
but I'm
just
just saying,
sweep shit
in
under
the
the rug
church,
like it's okay.
In the church though, that's kind of crazy. Like I be going to the Catholic churches and I be like, they be
You
the,
just-
It's not
thinking
crazy
about it.
for them,
The
clearly,
priest-
because it's been going on for
the
generations.
preacher be apologizing. And I be like, nigga, you apologizing? Like, how you apologizing?
Nigga, you should be getting stoned.
You apologize? No,
The way I see this
not,
shit.
he's just saying, I'm sorry for what happened. And we're gonna. It's a time of prayer. And I'm like, yo, these male dudes in here, they just looking like maybe. What if he not one of them that don't do that to the kids? In my mind, it's like, either you got to be one of them that do that to the kids
To accept it, right?
to
It's like
accept that.
either something has happened
Or
to you,
something
or you're one that does it.
And here's the even worse
Yeah.
part. The wife sitting next to them, I'm thinking in my
knows
mind,
too.
she knows too.
Yeah.
She knows she got to know.
It's her
Yeah.
job to be quiet.
Yo, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's always their job.
It's her
Why?
job to always act dumb and clueless. They gotta have the wife there. If they don't have a wife, it's automatic. You automatically gonna get blamed. Like
So-
you don't got no wife. You don't have nobody to have sex
That shit
with.
is
Like
sick.
so.
Well,
you're
but see, the
a
priests and stuff, they
target.
don't
It's sick.
have wives.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying,
Yeah.
you know how you said people don't come out? One of them kids can grow up to be a grown adult with a family, and now he does the same thing the priest does, or just keeps it in, and just let the priest do it to their kid, knowing it happened to him.
Yeah.
This shit is sick.
And it becomes a generational curse,
But
which
it's
it's
messed
been,
up.
which it is.
But just think about it. That shit is probably the most embarrassing thing in the world that should have happened to you.
I agree.
That's
agree.
why nobody
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say shit. That shit is embarrassing.
Yeah,
Who the fuck gonna say
but
Yeah.
see, you I know they probably damaged. They probably really damaged.
damaged.
They really damaged. But
stuck with it their
that
whole life.
child is so innocent. You should not put that child back in that same
Yeah.
situation that you've been in.
Right, and you
Yeah,
know the
that's
feeling,
true.
and you already know what it's like.
But like you said, the
You-
dad,
they're
like,
damaged.
The dad probably been through the same thing. He don't know how to handle
And he
this
has the
shit
same
either.
damage.
He
Because
don't
he
know
never
how to
said
handle that
anything.
damage.
Probably
All he
cool
knows
with it.
is,
All you know is what happened to him, and he's, oh man, it's gonna happen
See
again.
the priest
yeah,
is
and he
It's
knows,
like it's out
he
of
knows,
his hands.
I didn't say anything, and I'm still living an
See,
okay
at
life.
that point,
So let's
it's
just not say
normal.
anything
It's normal,
again.
Because it's normal now, all right?
Yeah.
Like, my life's still cool.
If I ain't gonna
My
say
daughter's
nothing, I
fine.
still ain't gonna bring my baby back to that church.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Oh yeah.
That's a fact.
I'm
Hey,
still
but
not gonna say
That's
nothing. I'm
us,
gonna
though.
leave.
That's us.
Yeah.
That's us. Like, we
My
different.
mind, when I
We done
figured that
jumped
out,
his
I
ass.
said,
Yeah.
oh, hell no. This is some whole cult
Hell,
stuff.
it's
Oh
black.
yeah, no,
We
but it
fighting the
really
priest.
is.
Yo.
We trashing the priest.
We voted for you, bitch.
Yeah.
Cause don't they vote? They pick and choose
I
like
think they
that
do,
by
yeah.
like something like that. Like
Listen.
you getting jumped,
Yeah,
buddy.
you got a
I just-
hierarchy in
I
that.
don't be
Yeah,
getting
something
it.
like that.
When the day when it hit my conscience, I said, yo, they all know what's going on in here.
They all know,
Yeah.
bro.
I said, I'm late.
I was there, like, you was there too.
Yeah, I said,
I was in that
I
same
said,
thing. They know what
yo,
going on in there,
I said,
man.
so the males really, some of these males been touched on, they done turned to adults, and they had kids. They bringing their kids here.
That's like the Catholic culture now.
And then
That's
I-
fucking ridiculous.
I said, hold
It's
on.
definitely like that in there.
I looked over, I
It's
said,
You got that one family that come. The dad, he come in there with his 2 kids. They all dressed just alike, and they all run around doing stuff for the priests and shit like that. Grabbing the,
and
they doing all that.
and the wife acts innocent, and then
She
guess
sit
what?
there acting
The
innocent.
daughter don't got nothing to do with this, but later on she gets married and she figure out, oh, my mom kind of knew because this is the culture.
Right, and that, she's the mom, so
Yeah,
she now
that's
she.
crazy.
That's crazy.
This shit is crazy. They should be purged. This shit
That's
is,
crazy.
Yeah.
shit is
Put them all in
crazy.
the room.
Yeah, like,
Start over. Let's start fresh.
yo, like for
I
real.
mean, like they need to send somebody that's real, like that fit the description. They need to send a Catholic Barack Obama to just fix all that shit. Like, listen, I'm sent from God. I'm a prophet.
We gonna
Jesus
handle
is
all
my
of this.
brother.
We gonna handle
Y'all
all
gonna
of
go in
this.
this room over here, and I'm gonna do what God
Told me to
told
do.
me to do.
Yeah, like this.
It's like, no, I ain't gonna
crazy,
say,
though.
I ain't gonna say take it that far. I'm not gonna say you should kill other priests.
But it's just
But
crazy.
there needs to be something in place to definitely combat that. Like combat
Something in
what's
place.
going on.
That shit's terrible.
I don't know how
Because
you
I'm not
fix
gonna
that.
sit up here and say you should just kill every.
No, I'm just saying, but how do you fix that?
But yeah,
It's no way of fixing it. It's just
Because
like
one
a
person knows,
cycle.
and then you all
The
know.
way to fix it is people got to talk, but they scared to talk. That's the
Yeah.
main thing.
When you say
That's
people,
the thing.
who you mean?
people,
Like,
the people who are going through
Whatever
it, the
happened to them,
victims.
they gotta talk immediately because after a while, motherfuckers not gonna. They gonna be like, how we know? That's gonna be the main question. How we know?
I'm gonna bring it back to this, back to the money. You know what's crazy? The bag changes everything. Once they family realized, like, oh, y'all gonna cut a check, scratch it.
Yeah.
They did it, so what? Take the check. You know what I'm saying? That's how it be. They get swept right in the rug. You never know.
And that's what's fucked
You
up.
never know about it no more. You be like, oh, they got like 20 cases they settled. That's why the Catholic Society is going broke, because they selling all these cases. But it's like, yo, for real.
That's paperwork on that.
Bro, they going broke. They don't, you know what I'm saying? They be selling
The
so much.
Vatican is going, bro.
Yeah, they be going broke, bro. Yo,
I ain't hear that.
Yeah, I thought they got money from the Vatican. I thought the Vatican was like the UK, like the UN, like you can. Certain countries pay them.
yeah, like the Vatican. I ain't talking about like
I
the
mean-
Vatican. I'm just talking about like the archdiocese. Like let's say in Philadelphia,
okay.
Yeah,
this
but
branch.
don't they get money from the
They get-
Vatican?
But the Vatican can.
Well, not all money. Yeah, they don't
get-
get
they
money
get-
for everything.
That's where the Pope is coming down. Like, well, we ain't cutting these checks if y'all out here touching people, and we gotta, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna fix this issue.
Right.
It's like I'm the new Pope. We not doing that.
Yeah.
Keep cutting y'all checks y'all
Yeah,
here.
like he I'm not even white. I'm Spanish.
Yeah, I'm
so,
not.
right.
Yeah, we definitely not with
So
that.
we gotta fix this.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
I
it's just, and
definitely
it's
get it.
crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like, to me, would that happen in our community? If they cut the check, if somebody be like, all right, look, you have to be okay with that. What happened? We've got a bag. Like,
It might.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
His side.
y'all can't believe you say, I don't know. That's crazy,
You
bro.
never
That's why
know.
I just looked at you like,
you never
it
know.
might.
You never know what people would do
That bag
for
is
that
crazy,
money. You
right?
never
Yeah,
That
know.
bag
we
is
always
crazy.
kind of stuck like,
Because it's hard
Because-
to say.
We all
Yeah.
looking like, how
I
many
can't,
zeros?
It's like
I
a
cannot,
50-50
I cannot
chance.
hear and sit here and say my community will not do that. I don't know. I can't say.
Well, I mean, it's the fact of the matter. I feel like
Them OGs is like,
the
nah.
the thinking in it is okay. We said something. We brought it to light. You still have to live with this, and you still got to go to college and live life after this. So,
That's real.
I mean, the thing is, if this man goes to jail, and do you want him to go to jail, or would you rather be set for some time in your life? It might not set you up for life. It might only be $100,000,
but then
$250,000,
you
whatever.
still get that scar from everybody knowing what happened to you.
Right.
Everybody
Yeah,
look
but that's
at you
going to
a
be
certain
there
way.
regardless. You're going to
That's
have
what
that
I'm
scar,
saying, for the
scar,
rest of
but
your
you're
life.
still going to be broke. But I feel like the toss up is, do you do what you should do as a human being, a normal minded human being, and lock this man up over taking the money because
you trying to make a statement, you trying to change.
he could do it again to someone
Exactly.
else.
I was about to say that.
Oh,
Trying to
so when they
change
cut the
the
check, the
pattern.
person,
Live,
yeah,
The person
So
that's
you
the
trying to change
settlement.
the
This is what
pattern.
we're gonna settle on. That's what settlement
They
is.
still free. They can do it again to whoever.
Yeah,
That's why they get so many cases.
That's
They
where
can't
I
take the
feel like,
bag.
It's not-
that's where I feel like
They
that
dead
the
wrong.
Why
it
don't
becomes
stop
morally
everything?
wrong to take the bag. It's like it's
Yeah.
like you
It's the
you
same
you're,
thing with
you're,
police shooting.
that's,
Cut the
you're
head
gonna
off
take
the
the
snake.
money.
Cut
You're
the
gonna
head
take
off
the
the
money and
It's the same thing with
and-
police
and let
shooters.
him rape someone else.
They
It's like,
shoot,
well, why
they
did you
shoot
have
somebody,
to
they
say
kill
something?
somebody, and then they
Right,
cut the
you
family a
should shut
check.
up then.
Yeah.
The family can't go back out there and talk about it in the media again
That's
no more.
selfish at the end of the day.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's all anytime. That's what the settlement is. It's not to take it to trial. It's for me to walk away with the opportunity not to go to jail. That's
We
what
gotta be talking
settling
about
out of court
a
is.
whole bunch of zeros.
A whole bunch.
Oh yeah.
bunch.
7 figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say settling and still just go pick the nigga off. Get somebody.
Pretty much.
I'm
I
from the
got the
hood.
money for it now.
I'm from the
Why
hood.
not?
Yeah,
From the
and
neighborhood,
you,
right? We
you
gotta
call a
get
nigga
even.
for $1,500.
We gotta get even, right? Like,
1,500.
I'm still trying to figure out why George Zimmerman is walking around.
They gonna do
This
it.
is true.
Signing Skittles though. How he
signing
signing? He
Skittles?
signing packs of Skittles.
Yeah, I heard somebody was selling them on
He
eBay
is
and shit.
signing packs of Skittles.
Are you serious?
Swear to God.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out
That's
because
some bullshit.
But they kill
I'm sorry to
XXX.
curse, that
They
is
kill
some
XXX,
bullshit.
the XXX guy, but they ain't gonna kill Zimmerman though. He's still walking free down there.
signing Skittles.
They kill the black man, but the white man.
That's
out there-
disrespectful to the fullest.
If I ever catch a case, I ain't gonna lie. If I ever catch a case where I'm pretty much going up for life, I'm gonna just go get that nigga. Because I'm already going to jail for life anyway.
What you got to lose?
Yeah, you might as
We
well.
always talk about that.
Like, I'm just gonna get him.
We always
Like,
talk
yo,
about
my
that.
nigga,
Like, we
come
was
here. I
watching-
got some Skittles for you to sign.
We was watching a documentary
Sign
one
these
time,
Skittles.
and the guy was just like, "I'm going to death row." Like that was his goal to go to death row. He's like, "I'm going to death
I'm in
row."
jail. I'm gonna kill somebody tomorrow. I'm gonna go to death row. And I'm
He
not
said-
gonna stop until I get there.
He said, and it was
That was his
premeditated. He said, "And do I feel bad?" He laughed and said, "No." I was like, yo, like
A lot of people did.
crazy.
That was like, it's this famous death row. We are so off topic.
We definitely
But it was
are.
this famous death
going,
row.
it's good, keep
I'm gonna change the title of this podcast. But it was a famous guy on death row. I can't think of his name, but he was a serial killer. He killed all of these people, and this was back in the time where they hang you. And he said his last words were like, before I die, you all are gonna suffer like greatly or something like that. They dropped the floor out, the rope decapitated him, and he landed on his feet, and everybody was like, like, oh my God, like they literally suffered, and he was on his feet for like 5 minutes before his body actually died and dropped.
Oh wow.
I was like, man, that shit, they should have never sat there and watched that, because I feel like that's some creepy shit to watch somebody being hanged or just somebody dying, period, and to willingly do it.
Right.
Like, I don't need to see that. And the fact that he actually got his point across somehow in the afterlife, like, how does your body, you're decapitated, you drop through a floor, land on your feet
And
for like 5 minutes.
And still stay there.
Just standing, your body's standing there. Your head is like, his head was like over to the side somewhere. And you just standing there. And he said, you all are going to suffer, like, greatly in this.
Some of the stuff
like
they do is crazy. Like death, you're going
But
to
that
kill
was-
somebody.
that was
Why
real
are y'all
left.
watching it?
Yeah, because to me, that just make y'all, that make y'all the
Y'all
same,
work-
just like how motherfucker, he can kill a motherfucker and want to watch him die slow. Like, you know how
Yeah,
serial
same.
killers are mental like that, and they just got, it's the same fucking thing.
Sick.
Like, how are y'all killing him for being like this, and y'all are doing the
Y'all
same
gonna watch
thing?
it. Him get executed.
They just doing it because
That shit is crazy.
It's the same thing
politically
as-
correct now, and they can actually do it because it was a reason.
Yeah,
for
you
it.
get a
like stoning
pass to
somebody.
to
Get a
do
part-
feel the
basically,
same feelings
It's
and
the same-
emotions
it's the
that
same-
he
you're right,
felt.
It's the same thing.
It's the exact same thing.
It's like stoning somebody. Like, well, why do you want to watch it?
Yeah, y'all gonna start. All right, I'm gonna go over here. Y'all meet me at the lunch counter after y'all finish. Let me know.
There's some
I don't
cruel
really even
people.
need to know how it goes. Just let me know, is he gone or not?
There really are some cruel people. Like,
Yeah, it's weird. It's like
he said what?
yeah. That goes back into the priesthood thing. Like you said, it's the same thing. Like this nigga's getting raped. Then he has kids, bring them around the same person, and the child gets raped. They still don't say nothing. It's just a repeated cycle. Just like if you hang somebody or lethal injection or electric chair, whatever. All them people watching and doing the same thing that he did.
It's crazy because, like, right? We know, like, remember the other day we was on the porch, we was talking, and we just like, we seen the old head with the gun on his waist. We went to the store.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy what goes on in our neighborhood is like survival stuff. But what goes on in the other neighborhoods, like in the other people cultures, stuff is like, it's like, it makes our neighborhood like it's peace.
Yeah.
Like you can walk
And see,
outside. and
but
you know
that's
you
the
might
thing.
have a
It's
chance to
not.
get
It's
robbed,
not that
but
it
it's like,
makes it look like that. That's what it is.
It is.
It's like,
It's the same. It's this
like we walk
stigma
out the
and
store
stereotype.
and it's like, the boy got a gun. But everybody's like, whatever. Everybody doing their own thing. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah, 'cause I ain't doing
It's
nothing
normal.
to
It's
him.
like,
yeah.
But it's normal in other
It's
places
normal.
too.
it is. But
Yeah.
No, I'm saying he's walking home late from work. He got his gun on his hip. Don't want no trouble.
Yeah. But that's what guns were. That's how it should be.
But it was just crazy that like when we was
say,
walking,
If he was in a white neighborhood, somebody would have called the cops.
right?
Oh,
There's a gun on his head.
if he was black, not if he was
Right.
white.
No, he's black. He's a black
They all
guy.
got license
No,
to
they're
carry.
saying the same black dude walking to the store, but in a white
Oh,
neighborhood,
yeah.
In the white
they
neighborhood,
would've
he's
got
in the
called
cop. But since he was in our neighborhood, it's like,
It's normal.
everybody just like, oh, boy got straight.
But we
Yeah.
understand.
You gotta
but
have a strap.
I would have my strap.
But it's
too.
the same thing opposite. If you see a white man walking in our neighborhood, he got a strap. It's gonna be like, damn. I wonder what's going on with boy.
I don't think we're going to care.
I don't think we're
No,
gonna
we
walk
gonna be
away
like,
and
who the
shit.
boy? What are you doing
Yeah,
around
it's
here?
gonna.
But I don't think
Yeah,
you gonna go to
it's
the
gonna
street
pique
and
your
call-
We ain't
attention.
going to call the cops.
We're not
Yeah,
calling
no,
the cops.
we
We're gonna go get
definitely
our
not.
strap.
All we going to do is be like, who bull? That's to keep it moving. Like,
No, I'm gonna take my ass in the house.
We gonna
I'm
think-
gonna
We gonna
get
do
to
that,
wherever
but-
my location
but
You
is.
think he's a shooter or he's the law? One or the other. He's a
Yeah.
shooter or he's the law. Nothing
Either
in
way,
between.
I don't want to be around them.
Right.
But it's the same
It's
stigma.
out the
It's just
ordinary.
that we're not raised to call the cops. They are.
No. But just think about it. The point I was trying to make out of it is like he was walking home to get home with his gun. He walked home with his gun because he wanted to be safe. That's cool. It's crazy around our neighborhood. But what's crazy around their neighborhood is you
real
get
life
abused,
crazy.
and then you grow up and then you let your kid. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like our problems are survival problems.
Yeah, it's because we're living in poor and impoverished.
Right.
We have no choice but to live like that.
Their problems are like, we got everything, but we just want to do some crazy shit.
Yeah, that's
Right.
legit psychopathic
And that's why,
shit.
but that's why every time a white person or a white dude shoot up a school, he's just psycho and he's just mental
Shit
and he's
just
just dealing with
crazy.
all this depression and all this
That's
other
real
stuff.
life.
But when a black guy do it, he's a maniac and he's going to kill people. When it's really the opposite, like we were saying now, it's totally the opposite. Like,
It's crazy.
this kid has no reason to go there and shoot up a
It's
school.
crazy how the country just put us all in the community where we just gotta survive off of each other. Like we gotta find our own way to survive.
Yeah.
But you know,
And they put us
They
all in
set
there.
us up like
They
that.
set us up like
Like-
that.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. We the only group of people that got set up.
That's it. That's
Like,
it. That's the worst
we
part
we
about
took
it.
we and the
We
sad
took
part
the
is
major
that
That's why I
so
call it black
many
on black
people think
violence. Like,
it's
we all
okay to take what they give us, and it's not. But
not.
we like we're talking about. We have to get to the point where
The
we're
narrative
not
change.
just taking
Yeah.
what they give us, and we're building. We're
Yeah.
creating community. We're
Because
creating
all we going
the
about
black
is what they're
ecosystem.
telling us. Oh, we can't read. We're not supposed to read. We're not going to read. It all started all back then. Like, oh, I'm not going to read. He told me not to read. Like, and that's why them other ones who did sneak and read.
Yeah, because
and do
last
that
time
stuff,
that
like,
when John read, they fucked him up.
right. So I just
It makes you. I mean, it's like yo, do I do this or do I survive through it?
that's
Right?
why
I mean.
And most of them was just like, I gotta survive. I'm just gonna do
Yeah,
what they
'cause
say
who-
to survive. Who wants to
Especially
go
if
through that shit?
you already got kids, you got kids now, and you already had kids, and they got sold to the next,
Yeah.
the highest
Right.
bidder.
Wants to go
So
through
now
that?
I just want to be here for these babies that I got with me now.
Right.
I ain't
So
about
I'm
to
just
learn
gonna
to
follow
read.
the rules.
And I'm gonna ask y'all not to learn to read
Exactly.
too, because I don't want to
Exactly.
lose y'all like I just lost the last
Exactly.
pair that while they
Exactly.
might be here, they not with me.
Exactly.
Like it's a whole it
just-
goes
it
back
just
to
goes
back to
deep,
back.
deep.
That's like that Kanye stuff when he said we ain't have a choice. They go back all back to that too. Like we kind of didn't have a choice. We did well.
Yeah, well, he said we did have a choice. He said we chose to be in slavery. But I feel like I understand where he was going with it.
I get it.
It
100%.
came
He
out
said it the
totally
wrong way.
though.
He said it the wrong
Yeah,
way.
and
know-
always.
Absolutely
That's
wrong.
always
No,
Kanye West.
He didn't finish his statement.
No, no,
didn't
he
finish
said
it.
it raw uncut.
He did, but they didn't. It wasn't until later when the rest of the interview came out. They cut it on TV. They didn't play the whole interview.
Yeah,
So
but
the part that we got was like, damn, Kanye, what the fuck? You need to elaborate on that, my nigga.
Right.
he-
You know what I mean? But he did. It just didn't get to us in time.
in
Our
my
decisions were
mind,
made already.
Kanye had the idea in his head, just said it completely wrong, but it is what it is.
It is
We
what
get what he's trying to say,
Yeah.
but it's like, if you're going to say that, brother, just say it right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
You know, you
And think first.
you
before
know
you say it.
But
who
see,
you
that's-
are is
that
because
also-
of what you stood for 1st. Like, no, you can't be just saying that way. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
just
You're the
any
one that
kind of
said
way.
Bush don't care about black people. You're the one that said that, bro. You can't be just saying anything about black people, bro. Like,
Yeah.
so it was
but
kind
see,
of
that
like
also
crazy.
goes back to a black man not being able to make a mistake.
yeah.
This is true.
So that's
Yeah.
the thing.
See,
It's a big cycle.
Maybe one mistake and
this
you're
is
in.
crazy.
It's
This
a big
is
cycle.
This is crazy though. Like this is what's really crazy because I watched the Kevin Hart interview talking about Cat Williams and all that, and then we going back and forth. Like
Yeah.
black people got a problem about what's going on, and instead of creating something, they go ahead and say something about the black person that's doing something. It's like that's true. That's very much true.
Oh, yeah.
Cause they gotta bring them down because they're not where they want to be. So they gotta
that's-
bring
That
that other
person
person
That's
down.
surpassed them.
I
So they like,
definitely-
I gotta
And
bring them
sad,
back.
But
Yeah.
the sad thing is, in a situation like that, how many times have Cat Williams gotten himself into a situation where he said, like, dang, y'all ain't even give me a chance?
He fucked himself over. That's his fault.
Like, how many times was he that guy that did something and was like, well, y'all judging, y'all prejudging, and all of that type of stuff. It didn't happen like this. It didn't happen like, give me a chance to explain and let me do this. And now you sit here, you turn around and you dishing out the same shit for somebody else.
He shouldn't.
Fucked up.
I felt like he shouldn't have name dropped and said no names, but he could have just talked about the subject.
In a different way.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
in a different
even.
way.
He wasn't even supposed to be during the interview that day. Like, you should have just shut the fuck up and sat in the background.
Yeah.
Like,
But-
that
But-
was supposed to
but-
be
but-
Red's interview, but
but-
Cat Williams is like,
What was
you know,
crazy
a bigger
was, though,
star.
Was
From what I heard.
they asked Tiffany at the awards when she got an award. They asked her about what do you feel about black people only getting so much credit. I mean, you got an award and some people got an award, but it wasn't. There was a lot of people that were still skipped upon. Tiffany straight up said, "That's not my job. Like that's not my job to talk about that. Deal with that."
Wait, what
I'm
was the
po-"
question again?
They basically said like the equality
I looked at the
and
time. I'm
the
sorry.
equality in the award shows and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, that's not my job. Like you ask me about jokes. I make jokes and I'm funny.
I work. I do my job.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
I'm not the one that does anything
Right.
but people getting picked. And people were really upset because they're like, yo, you supposed to still stand up as a black person and talk about how other black people are really still not getting opportunity or winning awards. That Tiffany was like, I won.
But and then that's
she
still,
working.
that's
Look, that
still,
mosquito right back at you. He just
I ain't
moved.
worried.
He jumped.
But she
But,
working. Like, it's like, is you putting the same amount of work in as she is?
But
But
people
see,
just
and
felt
you
like
gotta-
she should have
But you
stood
gotta
up for.
understand who you talking to though. She had a husband. Her husband. She wasn't married to a black man. She's not racially involved in a way where she's that person. Everybody is not going to be the activist because everybody don't believe in that shit. Some people just want to have fun. She's a comedian. She's not Richard Pryor. She's not
Agree.
as controversial as
I
a
was gonna say,
comedian
some
as
people
other
don't.
people. Now Monique would have told him off, but what do we do as soon as Monique decided to open up her mouth?
up,
Treat her like, yo, you not a legend. You ain't
Right,
this, you
that's
ain't
right.
that. When
No, I was riding with
is.
Monique.
We all know she is.
Yeah, Monique deserved that bag.
Yeah, but that's a part of, you know, black people being with her. And not only that, but
But I'm gonna be
Tiffany
real.
Haddish is the people that's paying for her are not us.
I'm gonna be real. We gotta back. That comes back to the same thing we was talking about. That's what happens when we ask for something. If Monique would have just did her own thing, she ain't had to worry about nothing.
She has, but Monique, she is.
see what I'm
It's
saying?
been a stigma
Make
placed
her own
upon
special
her.
instead of
Yeah,
reaching out
that's
for
what I'm
them.
saying.
She
You
didn't
do-
have to reach. She could have made her own special.
She could have
Her
keep
own
making her own
motherfucker.
special. Get pop,
She could've
get
did it
popping
like
way
that.
more,
Yeah.
and then you can
But she-
demand
she
what
waiting-
you
this-
want.
but
She
this
waiting
would-
for their handout though. She
But
waiting
not
for their
even.
handout.
This
Kev
is
got-
after
Kev
she's
got
already.
40 mil.
Then Dave Chappelle got it. Then Chris Rock.
Yeah,
then
Kev got
Amy
40
Schumer
mil.
got it.
Kev went and shot his own specials, did his own
Dave
thing. And
Chappelle
then,
got like 40
Yeah,
mil
but
too.
see,
That's what I'm saying.
Kev was doing a lot of that stuff before, you know,
But he
Netflix.
ain't- he
He was
ain't
already
go-
established before the whole Netflix was even giving out these deals.
Yeah, but he ain't just go holler at them.
But no, he didn't. But Monique is coming off of what she feels like is being blackballed anyway.
I
So that
agree
she
with Monique.
needs the help. She been needed the help. You see, she hasn't been in a movie since
Why was
Precious.
she blackballed?
because
Because of the whole Tyler Perry and Oprah thing or whatever
Yeah.
the case was.
What's
she
it-
was supposed to, Empire was supposed to be her and Wesley Snipes.
To be honest with you, what she said with that one is
See that?
Don't think on it.
This,
Don't
this,
think on
this
it.
what she said, bro. She said that she did a movie with what's the boy name? The boy that made the Empire. Lee Daniels. She
Lee
did a movie with
Daniels, yeah.
Lee Daniels, Oprah, and
That was Precious, right?
Yeah,
yeah, Precious, I think.
Tyler
and then
Perry.
And she said that
a little bit. No, not Tyler Perry.
she
That
said
was Black for
she
Black
said
for
Oprah
Black.
and them all reached out to her like, yo, we about to go on tour and we got to do this for the movie. We need you to show up. And she was like, are we getting paid? And Oprah said, don't worry about that. Like what we doing is for the culture basically. And she's like, man, all this doing for the culture. We need paid. We need to get money. And then
Is Monique really that funny?
no, she got
Monique-
paid.
Monique used
She
to
got
be funny
paid
as
for
shit.
everything.
She's not that funny.
No, she
She
got
used to
paid
be
for
funny
everything,
as
but she
shit.
was
She's
trying to
not
make.
that funny.
No, she was trying to make the point that like, why do we always got to do stuff for free to get our name up there when we already at a certain point in our career? And I felt where she was coming from. So she said, I ain't going. And when she said she wasn't going, she said, that's like Oprah, Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, they all closed the door on her. Like, okay, you're not going to ride with the team? Then cool. Try to get opportunities without us
They
stamping
help,
you.
right.
And then she ain't been on no other movies,
Yeah.
nothing else like
Since
that.
Precious.
And it's like,
she got her
damn,
Golden
your
Globe,
own
and that was
people
it.
turned your back on you. But it's like, you should have rocked with it. The 18.
But it's the way you do stuff.
Would I would have went?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have went because I would if I'm young me wouldn't have went. Mature me would have been like, okay, I'm gonna go, but I want some accommodations.
I wouldn't have
Because I'm
went.
not keep doing stuff for free.
Nah.
Would you would have went there?
I don't think I wouldn't have went just because I feel like you gonna make me do something that I don't truly stand for. Like if I don't believe in not going there and not getting paid for what she believe in, then why am I going? Like I'm not gonna waste my talent on that when I can get paid.
They
for
go. What is
something
going
else.
on a promo tour? You said?
No, they was
Yeah.
going on like a promo tour or
Yeah,
something.
if you
like
notice,
that. And she
Monique,
didn't show
even
up.
though Monique was
But
the
you
one who
getting
ended
paid
up
for that
getting the
already,
Golden
though.
Globe.
You getting paid from that? From
No,
getting paid
no,
from the
no.
movie.
She wasn't getting
Nah.
paid for it. It's
Them
like
press tours is stressful.
you get paid for it. This is what they painted Monique to be. They painted her to be out the difficult person.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I'm not difficult. They was treating my people wrong, and that was in my staff, and I was standing up for them.
Yeah.
But it was like, I'm not going. I'm not getting paid. Y'all not getting paid. And y'all just trying to push the culture for it. We are A-list celebrities.
Yeah,
Just give
you
us the
think-
bag. And it's like, she said no.
And
once
not
you-
only that, but Precious was fucking huge.
That's what I'm saying. And
Why wouldn't y'all pay us?
No,
Why wouldn't y'all pay us?
She got paid for Precious. I mean,
No, I'm not. I'm talking about for the press tour.
Oh, yeah.
If every other movie I done, I got
Facts.
paid for the press tour.
Facts.
Why is it that I get to one of the biggest movies of my career and now we're not getting paid for it?
So once she opened her mouth,
I
it was
wouldn't
like,
have did it.
oh, you drawing. Like, you gonna go against Netflix? Everybody else that's getting money with Netflix, like,
Right.
But see,
we staying away
but
from
see,
her.
that's what led up to her getting that small offer was because she went against Oprah first.
She deserved that small offer. She ain't deserve nothing more.
That's
nah, I
don't
can't say
agree
that, bro.
I don't agree
can't
to that.
say
Not
that.
funny.
Name somebody that's funny to her. That's black, female.
Black
Some
female.
more.
But
Some more
Samora
funny than
ain't-
Monique.
But
Samora's career is not. She's funny in the.
She's
in
funnier than
the
Monique,
black
though.
community.
Hands down, I agree
She's
with you.
funny
She's
to
funny
us.
to
She's
us.
funny to us because
only because Monique has
She
a
don't
TV
sell.
show. That's
She
it.
don't sell.
Nah.
Monique TV show is better than her
It's
stand-up
a whole
comedy.
lot
but
of
she
white
don't
people that
stand-
know
she don't
Monique
sell
and don't
like
know
Monique
Samora.
sell.
Monique don't sell that much.
Listen,
Now-
I think Monique is still
Monique-
relevant.
So now she didn't deserve
She's
it. Now.
relevant for advocating for this stuff now.
No,
She's
I'm
not
not-
relevant for comedy.
She's not.
That's why she
at all.
didn't deserve it.
She's
Or
not
acting.
She's
Amy
not.
Amy Schumer was
she's
popping
not,
when she got that amount
No,
of
I
money.
think she's
Think
not
about that.
relevant
Think
because
about that,
what happened with
though.
Oprah and them. She was just
Yeah,
in,
because
she was just in
because
time
of
for that movie.
being because of so-called blackball. That's what
Yeah.
she's saying. But the thing about it is
When you get blackballed, it's not
anybody
fun.
else
Pretty much,
who
bottom
has
line.
a Golden Globe, you got to remember she has a Golden Globe.
That's a big
Anybody
deal.
else who has that, you're not paying them $250,000 for nothing. Besides maybe an hour of their time
And
or
then
two.
you gotta think about it. When you get that bread, when they get that bread, when they get that bread,
And her last
you can't,
movie was Precious.
you
That's
can't
her
do,
fault.
you can't do other things that you got
That's her
lined
fault.
up. But you know what's crazy though? They said that
She control her career. She could've did something.
Monique's manager is her husband, and they're
That's her
like,
fault.
yo, you need to scratch him, get a manager.
Right.
And it's like, no, he got my best interest.
How you know that?
It's because he's willing to
To fight
fight for whatever what
And
her
that's how you
cause
got it.
is.
I just
Which is
she deserved more than
understandable.
that amount.
$250,000. I don't know no comedian that
I don't know a black female comedian that's
I wouldn't offer that to Eddie Griffin. He ain't got a Golden Globe. I wouldn't offer that to Corey Holcomb. I wouldn't even offer right now.
But just do it with females.
it's
Name a
nobody
black
that would-
female that deserves an M. Without Tiffany just coming in, it's like you wouldn't have
No,
given
she
it to
mean a
nobody.
black female comedian.
That you could give $1 million to.
Well, there are some. There's Whoopi Goldberg.
Okay,
There are some black
I
female
give you
comedians
I give you Whoopi, but she's not doing comedy like that. She's not in the movies
Neither
no more.
is fucking Monique.
Okay, but
And Whoopi been not
if you're
doing
gonna
it for
say
much
if you're
longer.
gonna say Whoopi, give me somebody that's relevant besides Whoopi. Because Monique is
relevant.
way
She's
more
on TV
relevant than.
every day.
Closer in her generation, he's saying.
No, I'm
like,
saying Whoopi is
when-
not relevant
when-
compared to
when
Monique. 'Cause
Monique
Monique
was
was just in
coming
a movie. She's, you know what I'm
All
saying?
right, what's the other girl?
There's nobody.
No, yes it is.
Give me one.
What's her name? She always get in trouble with black people. She's on the she's another-
Saturday Night Live. Shit, you
No,
talking about who?
no. Funny looking chick. She's
Zaya
on
Banks?
You
TV.
said she funny looking.
She's on the talk. The black girl, the black lady. Cheryl Underwood.
Oh,
Oh,
sure,
okay,
Underwood.
okay.
Okay.
And she don't even be
She
in
not
movies
getting no
like
F.
that.
That's that
Okay.
show with Eve, right? Eve,
She
Eve
not
on
getting
that
the
joint?
M. $1
Yeah.
million?
Huh?
No.
That's that show with Eve on it. Eve on that joint. The
I
song?
think.
Nah, that's the View.
That's the view.
Oh, they all the same thing.
No,
They
she
saw
don't-
it in the same
She-
They
concept.
all the same.
Same concept.
Darn, yeah.
But-
TV
She
show.
not getting the M. I'm not
Yes,
giving
she
her an
will.
M. I'm
She's
not
on
giving her an
She's
M.
on. You're not. But Netflix, if she decided to go that route, they would.
Sure, Underwood.
Because she
would
got
get that
Middle
check.
America. She's gonna sell. I can honestly say she's gonna sell more than Monique.
Oh,
Because
if you-
while some
think
of us,
so? I mean-
some of us might watch it, but all of them people that watch The View and watch her every day, the talk
Yeah.
and watch her every day, they're interested in that. That's why she's still on the show after all of these
Right.
years.
I give you that one, but
Because she's not art. She's not.
She
art,
bring
art.
that sassy spice.
She's not.
to
She's just
the
the token
show.
black girl on the show.
Right.
I just
She don't even bring sassy spice.
I just feel like when you talk about relevant female communities, there is none.
But see, that's
Tiffany
the
just
thing.
came broke the door down.
Leslie, what's her name? Leslie.
Oh
Leslie
yeah.
Jones.
Leslie
Yeah.
Jones.
Leslie
she's
Jones
popping.
off of Saturday Night
Yeah,
Saturday
she's
She's
popping
funny.
like crazy.
They're not giving her no M though.
Yeah, she's
She
already
already
making
at that
M's.
level.
She's
Yeah.
already
What?
making M's.
She will get an M.
No, I'm saying for that special, they not
She
giving
will
her.
get an M
She
for a
will.
special. She will get two.
She
will
should
more
get
than
an
that for a
M, but I'm
special.
saying Netflix
She will.
would have
She
gave.
will get it.
She
She
all right, put it
will.
like this. She has the specials.
Tiffany, they just gave Tiffany Haddish M's for it to
That's
do
what-
another one.
That's the point I'm trying to make. When they asked the question, what female comedian
Leslie
that
Jones
got,
when they-
got it?
When
They didn't give it to
first
nobody.
offered-
Then they
but
gave it
see,
to
that's
Tiffany.
the thing. When they first offered Tiffany Haddish the deal, they offered her $850,000, and she wasn't even. She was just coming off a girls' trip. She wasn't even established as who she is today.
I just feel like,
and they offer her more than Monique.
I feel like that's just crazy because
see, everybody's
what makes
undermining
her,
Monique like she don't deserve $250,000.
She deserve.
Monique was making that back
She deserves a little bit more than that though. She deserves more
When
than
you
that.
say a little bit like
$1 million is
when you say a
nothing.
little bit,
Maybe
you mean like
maybe half a
like,
mil.
Bruh,
like,
$1 million
like,
is nothing.
give
for
her
a
300,000.
Netflix
Give her 50
special.
more
Give her half a
thousand.
mil. She good.
But Netflix is also saying
Nah,
they
your
go
half a
by
mil is
for what
disrespect.
your current sales are and what you
Yeah, I
sell
mean,
out.
it's all,
So
she wasn't popping.
They
none of
go
that
out.
time.
They go off with
She
their
had
hits.
nothing.
So
She had nothing to work
if
with. But
that's
who
how
is
their
popping?
policy is, and that's
You
how
know
they
how
go
many
out,
actors-
that's how
you
they
know-
go
Amy
out.
Schumer was popping because she was doing so many movies in 2017.
I give you.
she
yeah.
I'm not
so
dispu-
she got her million
I'm-
based off
I'm
her
not-
work.
So
I'm not
basically-
disputing Amy Schumer. I'm just saying which
I don't think Amy Schumer
black
was funny
person.
at all. But
I don't
she
either.
got it based off her work.
Thank
that she
you.
did.
If she's not funny, how does she get the M?
Because she got the work in. She put the work
Okay.
in.
But see, but that's the whole thing.
So
the sad
Tiffany
part
didn't
is,
put
is
no
that
work in,
The
but
sad part is
Tiffany.
Monique didn't put in the work, so she didn't get what she
Monique
deserved.
has been putting the.
She
It's
been
fucked up
did.
that you're saying. It's
Years
fucked up
ago.
that you're saying.
Bro, the
Years
point we're
that I
trying to
can
say-
devote my life.
the
I
point
can
we're
devote
trying
my
to-
life to
I
becoming
agree
a
with you.
great thing.
We coming to
but
an
just
agreement,
because I
yep.
decided to take a 5-year break off or a 10-year
That's her
break
fault.
off,
Bro, that's not right.
not how it goes.
That's a
That's
struggle.
career.
not
Bro,
how
that's a
it's
struggle for
never
a black
gone.
woman, bro.
That's her career.
That's not right.
No, that's the
That's
struggle.
her
That
career.
is the struggle of
That's not
a
fair.
black artist.
Because
Very
why?
true.
Why
Struggling
couldn't
like
she
that, though.
never
That's
get her
Black women
due before?
in comedy, black women in music,
Black
it's-
women in
come
anything.
on.
Not like
Come on, that is very
She
true.
could have did something with her own career. That's
She,
her fault.
yeah, don't get me wrong.
She's
She could have
trying.
still
Ain't
did.
nobody trying to pay her.
That's
That's
what
her
I'm
fault.
saying.
That's not nobody's fault but hers. She got herself into that situation. I mean,
Bruh,
it is what it is.
If everybody,
I heard
Nah,
a
bro.
little bit more
I
to
can't
the
agree
story.
with.
I mean, you know why I say no? Because you can't give me no one before her
It
that
was
came
no
to break
one.
the
It
door
was-
down.
'cause it was no
so why
one.
can't she be the one to break
She
the
was
door
so
down?
funny because there was nobody else besides her.
But can she be the one to break the door down?
Nah, everybody. I feel like it's happened
You see what I'm
before,
saying?
but it wasn't in comedy. Like Gabrielle Union had the same thing. They wasn't trying to. They was stealing episodes of Mary Jane from her. She had to put her foot down and deal with it. The only difference is
They
that
canceled
this
it,
is. They canceled it now, but when this happened, it wasn't. Well, they say it came out that she actually was over it. Like she just didn't feel like doing it no more.
Yeah, I bet
She
it's
felt like
bullshit.
it had ran its course.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a fight that so many black women go through.
That's why they say
whether it
Hollywood's
be
not for
actresses,
us.
comedians. Yeah, it's a shame. But this is
Why Holly had
this
to
is-
win that award after she did what
Think
she
about
did?
it.
Come
Think
on,
about
bro.
it. Now this is Halle Berry, right? I'm talking about Halle Berry now. Her first $1 million movie was Monsters Ball,
That's disrespectful.
and they only offered $1 million to her if she showed her titties.
That's
But
disres-
this is
Now-
Halle Berry.
Now that I get.
Do
though.
you really think that she
For some
no,
titties, she
Halle
$1 million.
Berry?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But no,
We
this
talk
is
sex
Halle Berry.
sales.
She should have been getting $1 million anyway.
But I shouldn't be getting $1 million.
She
off
should have
of
been
my
gotten.
body.
No.
I worked hard
She
to
should
get
have been
$1
got $1
million
million.
from my
Hold on,
talent.
hold on. I don't want to get. We talk through airways, and I don't want nobody to get confused. I ain't saying she should have got $1 million just for the body. I'm just saying she should have been getting millions. But if you're gonna give a little extra, sex sells.
Well, yeah, I understand that.
She should have got
That's
some
fine.
more.
Yeah,
she
of
should have
course
got
she
more
should
than $1
get some
million.
more.
She's worth $1 million,
Right.
more than $1 million. But
Exactly.
for some extra body parts, hell yeah, give her some more money. Like this is real. She's
Yeah,
showing her
but
body.
and that's the thing. This is what I don't think you've ever thought
I'm
about.
like, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever really even thought about this conversation before, for real. It's not looking like he's ever really
That, like,
delved in on it like that.
I mean, it's her fault. She didn't get her bread. I mean, she should have did more. She could have worked out something. Talked to Tyler Perry.
No,
Do
you
whatever
can't
she
do nothing about that, bro.
Halle
We keep
Berry,
saying Tyler Perry. It's Lee
Monique is
Daniels.
not. Monique is not Halle Berry.
No, I'm just.
No. But we're talking, and now we're
Whoa.
talking about the plight of the black woman in
No, don't
entertainment.
do that, bro. Monique is not Halle Berry. Monique is still Monique.
She's Monique. That's it.
Jamie Foxx is Jamie Foxx. Will Smith is Will Smith.
Jamie Foxx bigger than Monique. Will
Are-
Smith.
they're-
Monique's career is not that great.
See,
it's
I'm-
okay.
Watch
She
out when
had a good career.
Let me
It's
say
not
like,
awesome,
let me
though.
say like this: you can't compare Monique to the guys because the
I
guys
got
are
a
the guys.
question. I got a
Compare it with the
question.
girls.
There's no
All right,
girls.
if you have,
There's no
listen.
girls. That's what I'm saying.
If you have,
That's why she was so funny.
listen,
She was the only girl
Listen.
comedian. There was nobody else that was funny.
But then
besides
she
her.
If you
deserves her
have-
break.
If you have Cedric the Entertainer and you have Monique,
They both- they
which
both
one are you
trash.
offering?
I don't
which
wanna
one
see
are
either
you
one.
offering? No, I'm saying if you're Netflix and you had to do a special with him, which one are you offering the most
Cedric.
to?
It's a fact.
I offer the same amount.
Cedric.
And you think they're only either one of them are only worth
I don't even-
$250,000?
I didn't say 250. More, a little bit more than that, but
No, answer the question. Who you picking out of those two? Cedric.
I don't think either one of them are that funny.
But you got to make a decision. Who
I'm
you
picking
picking?
Monique over Cedric no matter what.
You
I
picking
don't want to see it.
No, I'm not.
I don't have to pick. I don't want to.
But no, I'm talking about career-wise. If you're a business, you're Netflix.
You're picking Cedric.
Netflix.
I'm picking Cedric.
You're Netflix.
I'm taking Cedric over Monique.
We all know that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm taking Cedric over Monique.
He's a guy. We're going with Cedric.
I'm going to go with Cedric.
But what? So Cedric is.
He was one of the kings of comedies, and he's
she did the Queens of Comedy.
Cool, but
don't undermine the two.
No, he's right hand with
I'll take Cedric over
Steve
Monique.
Harvey. So
he's not right hand man with Steve Harvey. That was years ago. That was way back.
I agree, but I'm saying since he was right hand man with Steve Harvey, I look at him more than Monique. This my. It's wrong. It's sexist and it's biased, but it's just society.
That's wrong at that point, just because.
But see, that just confirmed. He said he's a man.
Now, I will listen to Samora over
Monique.
Monique.
I agree with you. That's why I agree with you initially.
Yeah.
And
I'm rap.
That's why when I say it like this, it's really not fair, and I feel for Monique. No female has done it, and then as soon as she brought it up, they gave it to Tiffany. That was just the cover they behind.
That was a slap in the face. Yeah.
It's like, come on, man.
It's a shame, and that's a shame too because
I understand what it is for a female.
all of these people get all of these awards and stuff like that, and everybody else when they get an award, their price goes up. Mm-hmm. You can't afford motherfuckers after they get them awards. That's why you hear all the producers and directors and say, well, we wanted to get you first because we knew once this movie came out that y'all been recording, we knew once that came out we wasn't gonna be able to afford you, so we got you now. She the only person who can, and that's fucked up. To me, that just proves the fact that maybe she did get blackballed. Maybe her career was fucked up.
She had the ability to do her own stuff. She don't have to rely on Netflix for anything.
Oh, when you say like that, I agree with you.
It's not just Netflix.
But you can't say that when you talk about Hollywood, though.
But her blackball was before
Hollywood
Netflix.
Always been the same.
No, her blackball was before Netflix. You keep thinking it's just Netflix. Her blackball was before Netflix.
It was.
The Netflix deal was so small because of her being blackballed. You don't get blackballed. You don't blackball yourself. Other people blackball you. That's the whole point of it.
She did something to get blackballed.
So it's her fault. She's black. She's a black female.
She got blackballed by other black actors and other black directors, right?
Yeah, but because they didn't want to pay her. So you gotta do some slave shit in order to keep your career going? That's not fair.
That's why she didn't go
off
the tour.
If you already rich with millions of dollars, why not go out and take a picture and promote your own
It's not just taking a picture.
Promote your own
It was a press tour.
To make the most money out of your product, why not go do it?
Press tour. You promote for like 6 months.
This is what I'm trying to say,
You got
Don.
kids and shit.
Why do you gotta keep
doing
that?
Career.
No, I'm saying, why do you gotta keep playing that game when you know what you're worth already? That's what she was saying. She said, Oprah, you're the richest black person. Why are we playing this game?
You have the ability. You have choices not to. She chose not to, which got her where she was.
Yeah, but
that's her fault.
But see, no, it's not. That's their fault for being fucked up enough to say we
they doing better than her. So they chose the right thing. She didn't do it.
They didn't choose the right thing because they would have still been fine.
They still fine. They still good. They still good right now.
Yeah, and they stepped on it, and she's not.
They gonna get millions, and Monique's not. So
you know how you just said you picked Cedric because he was with Steve Harvey, and that was the little thing. I feel like they was looking at like, oh, you had a chance to run with Oprah and you turned it down. That's how I feel like.
And now Oprah don't like you. And my goal in my career is to work with Oprah.
Exactly. So I feel like that's how they're looking at that because you got a chance to run with Oprah and you didn't turn it down. You turned it down. So now you over here. Now we don't want you. Like,
life
you
is based on choices. She chose not to do
Oprah,
it, so that's her fault.
And you should have built your brand with Oprah. Obviously, Oprah probably did it.
It's not like she's out here starving. It's not like
we're not saying that. But like, she complaining about that. But the money, make your own Netflix special. You don't have to say nothing to nobody.
She's not gonna make a Netflix special.
Well, not special. Do it yourself. Put your own money into it.
I don't got no problem with what she said. You know why? I don't think she's really hurting and she's really stressed about that to the point. She just want to make it known because this is the real conversation. When black people speak up on the issue, somebody's going to get crucified for it. And she just wants to be known. When I get crucified for it, just look that I was the one. Since I didn't get the bag for it, let me be the one that y'all know. When it happens,
yeah, she's Colin Kaepernick.
I'm the sheep. And she wants to, she's cool with that. And so when she says, like, let's say down the line, when people we start getting the big breaks and all that, just know Monique was the one that stood up for us. And then I didn't get that break, but we got that break now.
And that's how it always is. And Tiffany had it. She said that.
I respect what she did. She did the opposite of what Oprah wanted her to do.
This was going to happen before I signed my deal. I probably.
My thing is, just don't cry about the bread down.
Don't cry. You chose that route.
You chose the route. I see what you're saying. You chose the route to be the catalyst.
She's not crying. She's advocating for what exactly what you said.
Cool, but you don't complain about what you chose. You chose the route.
It's not the
Don't expect that you should get that bread now.
You're telling. How else do you tell people that this is wrong if you don't tell people that this is wrong? It's not complaining.
No, you tell them that it's wrong.
She's on these press tours now.
But trying to boycott,
bringing knowledge
extra. Boycotting.
She's telling, so that people in the future.
Ain't nobody boycotting Netflix.
Ain't
nobody boycotting Netflix.
Of course, they're not going to boycott Netflix, but
95% of us
Netflix now gave Tiffany Haddish the deal that she was looking for. Netflix now is paying black female comedians.
This is America, like, it's politics.
I feel like Monique, when they said that, Tiffany Haddish would have still got it because she was popping. She started popping.
I was about to say, I feel like
it don't matter if Monique was saying regardless. She still would have got it.
They gave Tiffany that joint and shut Monique up like we gave it to somebody.
Tiffany right now is like the female.
They wanted to undermine her argument.
Tiffany right now is like the female Kevin Hart right now.
That's the real question.
Now she is. She's only out 3 movies.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know that she funny, and I love her.
I don't like you said. I can't see her on stage doing a comedy special.
I saw her before she got. Not in person, but I don't know.
I don't know how she is on specials. I don't know that.
Yeah, but she's just like she's the same.
Even if you do that, then what Cat Williams is saying, I don't feel Cat Williams for what he said and how he said it, but then what he said is true. There was people that been funny, and they ain't getting no breaks.
He said Lunel. Yeah. But that was under the Cat Williams. Cat Williams supposed to bring her up.
Yeah, but it's like, we see. I respect what Kevin Hart was saying. He used his platform to bring people up, and he does that. But the narrative should be what Cat Williams is talking about is true. It should be, let's stop the bullshit. The bullshit is they pick who they want to pick. You know what I'm saying? We get shots, but they pick who they want to pick. So don't sit here and say like we got a bunch of funny people. She funny, but they funny as shit. And it's like they ain't never gonna get their breaks. They don't get the pick
because they picked her. They picked because they're not popping. They're not doing nothing to make themselves relevant.
So everybody, you know how he validated that? You know how he validated
that? People who relevant bring attention. So they're picking whoever
it's
relevant.
Time.
They want to get the most attention. So why would they pick somebody who 8 men said something in 6 years to do something for them when they can get somebody that's popping? Everybody going to gravitate and look at immediately. They're going to get the fast bag quick. They're going to get it right there.
I respected what you're saying because it's the business of what they're doing. But when you really sit there and look at it, it's like, it makes me come back to what I said earlier. We don't need nobody to tell us how to do what we do. Because you don't want to go through that BS right there. Like, see, I agree with you.
But this is what y'all are missing. I think that's because maybe y'all aren't in entertainment. You're saying she could do it on her own. She can't. She's been blackballed.
Who, Monique?
Yes.
Why can't she get her own stuff and produce her own stuff?
Now I'm with
She
Don.
can produce her own stuff, but what network is going to work? If you're blackballed, a network is not going to fuck with you. None of them.
Man, she can make something happen.
Only thing you're going to be doing is selling DVDs. And
that's what they tell you. That's what they tell you.
She not going YouTube.
If she know how to do some business, she can make something happen.
That's what they telling you because that's not true. If you got good work, you don't need nobody. Direct to consumer.
In the industry, it's all about who knows who.
That's what you want to play. That's his perfect example. Dom he cut me. I come to his spot, he come to me. Yeah. He don't got to go to no shop. That's the industry. The industry is the shop, right?
Pretty much.
He ain't in no shop. He don't need to be in no shop.
So you saying she gonna deliver the product straight to the people?
Sometimes you make more better.
Through what medium? What are they? What are they?
The same platform they always use. They run through. They go through everybody's media press run.
Who's though? She's blackballed. Nobody's fucking with her. Besides these little. If you look at,
hear me out.
Look at the shit that she's been on.
I got your answer. You create a platform. When no one gave you a platform.
If you're not a radio host, you're not gonna be a radio host. If you're not a TV network, you're not gonna be a TV network. If you're not,
then Dom
Netflix,
is completely
you're not
right.
Gonna be Netflix.
Dom is completely right. That's their platform. They get to do whatever they. Look at Kaepernick.
Exactly.
My brother took a kneel. They took him out the league. It's not his league.
It's not.
It's not right. We understand it's not right, but it ain't yours.
He can't create another one.
But he did.
He didn't create another league.
He can't create another league.
No, but I'm saying he played another platform.
That's what I'm saying.
What, Nike?
Which is still like not even.
But see, this is what I'm saying.
NFL.
But listen to what y'all are. Listen to what you are saying. She's out here advocating in the same way that he is. He's done press runs. He's about this problem. He's not talking about football, just like she's not talking about comedy. She's talking about black
Her
women
whole
not
reason
getting
for saying-
paid.
But
with
do that
her
on your
doing
own
her
network.
comedy, like-
Don't do that on someone else's
What
platform.
network? She's fucking blackballed. She can't make her own
She's
network.
blackballed
Hear me out,
because
hear me
of
out.
herself. That's her
Don't
fault.
let nobody
that's
tell
her
you
fault.
can't.
Just
When
like
you say
Colin Kaepernick.
She know how the industry is.
no,
You know you got to
when you say you
somebody to follow
can't, we
somebody to do
don't.
somewhere.
Just because you
She
say
ain't
you,
wanna do it.
just because you said she can't, don't make me believe she can't. Monique
I'm
make
not
way
saying
more
she
money
got-
than we
She's
all
rich.
do.
She's rich.
She
She
can do
That's
whatever
why
she
can
she's
do whatever she
doing it. That's why
wants.
I've been said she's
Yeah.
not hurting. She's not.
Yeah.
We never heard that she was.
So what's
filing
the
for
problem?
What's
with
the
her
problem?
Taking her money and doing
We-
something
As
else.
black
problem.
brothers trying to come up, what's your problem with flipping your own money, Monique?
There's
and
nothing
video?
wrong with it.
Well, see, where are you gonna? This is what I'm saying. Y'all are. What
Yeah.
y'all
She
are
can
saying
go
is
on
It's always-
YouTube. That's the answer.
But
That's all she
her-
got.
But that's
Look at
the
Will Smith.
thing.
He doing
She's
YouTube as well.
advocating.
And Instagram.
Yeah.
Everybody doing
Y'all
YouTube.
are completely missing.
No, she wants the
like-
bag.
I don't see nothing
I
wrong
don't
with
think
YouTube.
I'm missing nothing. I don't think I'm missing
No,
anything.
you know what
I
it
don't
is?
see nothing
It's
wrong with
hard.
YouTube.
It's hard for us to
Not-
feel her
she's
pain
over the
when
bag.
when she's talking about a bag.
But she's
But
over the
this is
bag.
the
The
industry-
bag has gone and come and gone. She
She chose to be in this
Okay,
funny
okay.
She's
industry.
advocating
She
for
got
the
to do
future,
it.
like you said. She wants to make sure that people coming up after her
But that's
remembers
not-
that.
that's not
Listen,
that
this
game.
is where it started. This is what I was fighting for.
We didn't make that though. That's their
What are you
shit.
talking about?
Hollywood is not for like.
She's
She
an
chose to
employee
be there.
in
She
it.
chose
chose
to
to
deal
get in
with
that
it.
game.
Exactly.
She know what it
But
comes
if
with. She knows
something
she got to
is wrong,
follow
you
the
change it.
motherfucking leader
That's
to get
it.
to where she
That's
wants to go.
that's the name of
She
Hollywood.
didn't want to
Something
do
is
it. That was her
wrong. If
choice.
something is wrong, you change it. That's what she's advocating for. She's
It's
not
not just
still
forever.
advocating
All right,
for
so
the
can I
bag.
get an example? That's
Go
like
ahead.
me come on your platform and me
Right.
tell you how to do it. It doesn't work like that.
She's not telling anyone how to do nothing. She's saying
it's
this is what
Netflix.
y'all deserve. This is why I'm not on the radio telling you I'm not that I am supposed to pay you or this person has to pay you this. He's telling you you're worth more. All the white women get more. All the white men get more.
Yeah.
All the black men. It was a
Right.
time where Denzel Washington was saying, "Yo, I don't get paid the same amount."
That's a fact.
It was
yeah.
only Denzel, and then it got to the point where it was only Denzel and Will Smith.
Yeah.
That was getting paid what they were so-called worth.
So-
they had to
You get paid-
advocate
you
get-
for
so-
it.
so-
And
what you
the
worth.
difference
So
is
when-
the difference is that Monique is a ghetto black woman.
She's going hard with it.
Because like I said, Gabrielle Union did the same thing. She's not a ghetto black woman. She's not loud and screaming and crying and all of that stuff. It's a different way of doing it.
Okay.
But her fight is not null and void because she
I'm not saying it's
deserves
null and
because
void,
she
but
should have
it's
took
like-
the bag or
It's not
because
null and
she chose. She's going through with Colin. It was a time where Colin Kaepernick wasn't making no fucking money. Now, yeah, he has his Nike press run and stuff he has his Nike endorsement and things like that. And so, yes, it's turning around. It was a time where Martin Luther King was the worst nigga in the fucking world.
I feel
And
like,
this is what she's advocating
I
for.
feel like
She's
if
saying
you
in
do
the
that,
end,
don't talk about the bag. Just talk about the issue.
but it started from the bag, and the issue is black women not getting paid.
But don't talk your numbers,
The issue
'cause
is the bag.
It's hard for me to take your side when you got an interest in it.
So
The whole
how
thing
am I
started 'cause
supposed to
she didn't get the money
advocate
she
for? How am I supposed to advocate for? All right, for instance.
When you talk about your money,
instance,
I got a
all right,
problem because I
listen,
feel like
listen,
it's about you now.
Because she feel like she
No.
didn't get paid what
That's
she deserved.
That's what we talking about.
Listen, and that's the
If she
thing,
did,
but
she wouldn't be
That's what
advocating
Charlotte
for
she
was
want to
nobody.
make sure
If she would
wants
have her
to
bread, she would have been advocating for
because
shit.
then there
Facts.
wouldn't be a problem.
No,
the
there's still
problem-
There would have been a problem.
There still would have been
She was gonna have her money. That's it. She would have got her
Yeah,
money.
but that's the thing.
When she was getting
The
paid,
problem-
there was no problem.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. That is the point. Y'all are just
She
looking
ain't
at
getting paid
it
because
in
she
a
ain't
way.
do shit
What
to
you
get
mean?
paid. She ain't do no work. She ain't
We
do
looking
nothing.
at it as you ain't get the bag, so you upset now. But we ain't never been getting the bag in this industry. There's no black female that ever got the money. Now you want the money, and you can't get it. So it's
But
an
that's
issue.
the thing. The thing is, yes, I deserve this. I didn't get what I was.
Well,
what
how
I
come you ain't bring
deserved.
it up when you ain't-
And
when
this
it
is
wasn't
the
you then?
second time because the first time y'all asked me to do a press run for a big ass movie that made all of this money. I already once had to say,
Who's
listen,
her
I'm
other
not
biggest
gonna
movie
do
besides that? I mean,
that was
how
she.
many-
It didn't matter. She.
How many iconic movies does she have?
That's not what.
None.
That's not what matters.
None.
She got the Golden Globe from that.
She's an actress.
Look at Mahershala Ali.
Who?
Black male.
She was trash.
No.
I ain't
Look at
gonna-
Mahershala
I'm not
Ali.
gonna crown her work,
Do
but
you
I'm
know?
going in.
Listen.
I know.
Do
mean,
you
I'm
know
saying,
who?
like-
Listen. Do you know who Mahershala Ali is?
No.
Mahershala Ali.
No, go ahead. I don't know that. Go ahead.
He just got a Golden Globe, right? I mean, he got an Oscar for Moonlight. His performance in Moonlight or whatever.
Okay.
His price has
Advantage of
skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And it has, but he's a
Yeah.
black man, and that fight has already been won by Denzel Washington
And all
for
them other
him.
people,
It's a
yeah.
Jay-Z thing. Like I go through that, so you don't
I'm
have
charging them, yeah.
This is what Monique is doing. The sad thing is that because she's a black woman,
should've
she's
been
getting all of this flack for it. You
Time
have to
out.
go through
We
it
gotta
to
go
realize
backwards,
that
though.
this is a real life thing.
We
sometimes.
got to go backwards though, because Jay-Z is a different situation.
No, but I'm saying, I'm
Jay-Z
saying
made his own platform.
No, I'm not talking
Made
about. I'm not talking
Rockefeller
about Jay-Z. I'm saying the line. I went through it, so you don't have to go through it. That's what Denzel Washington did for Mahershala Ali to have the. You don't know who he is,
Monique should have been
and he's
in it.
making the money that he deserves to make.
I agree.
Just because he got that award.
I agree.
Monique is now a black woman who has that award, who is supposed to be able to charge a certain price, and she can't get it.
But-
not because she was asked at the
Can I say
time,
this?
because the press run that she wasn't getting paid for was for the exact movie that she won the award for. She should have gotten paid for it. She didn't, which is where it's like, well, damn, I'm the first black woman to win this award in this position, and everybody else and all the white women in this position, they get paid the money they're supposed to have. All the black men and the white men in this position get paid the money that they're supposed to get. So now here I am, the first black woman to win this position,
But it was questioned.
and I'm not getting paid for it.
But it was questioned though. She won it for the movie, but we knew.
Was she the
Denzel-
star of the movie?
Hold on. Let me.
She was.
I get what
no,
you're going down.
No, yeah, but that's the thing. She the one who won the award from the
we
movie.
knew Denzel should have been got that bread. Denzel was well overdue.
Yeah.
And when he finally got that bread, it was long time coming.
He still had to fight for that
hold on,
bread, though.
Monique asked for that bread as soon as she got the award. You see what I'm saying? It's like, that's why I agree with Dom. It's like, no, sis, you got to go put in more work. And
Nah, but that's the thing. That's the
You
thing.
feel me?
That shit come out like 2009, 2008.
Leonardo DiCaprio just got
wrong?
his.
Just getting his award.
Just got his.
But that's a horse of another color because he's a white man. They
No.
always get the money they're supposed to get. They're the one who makes it. But this
no.
is the fight.
So she should get the bread because she got the award.
She should get the bread, yes, because
No,
she is now on
no.
it. Yes.
You get the bread because of the
but that's
work you
the
put
thing.
in.
Thank
think
you.
that
Thank you.
these awards are coveted because of that. You're looking at it from you supposed to build up to even get the award. No, when you're that actor and you've done something of that stature to even get this award, you are now
We are
supposed to
black.
be held on. This
We
is
already
the
know what they
fight.
said. You know what
How are
we-
y'all
Black.
not understanding this?
You know
But
what
how
they
do
expect already.
you? It is the fight, but why would you even think that since you won an award
You
and you
deserve-
didn't put the work in yet, you got the award without the work, you think they're gonna pay you? And you black?
That's the thing.
Nigga.
They're not. That's what she's fighting for. You're supposed
So we
to.
saying go put the work in, and there's no way they cannot pay you. She don't got no movies of her own.
You guys.
She just got one
None.
award.
None. One
Ne-
award.
If I'm Netflix,
And she wasn't even a star of that
you know what
movie.
Kevin?
Wow.
You know what Kevin Hart said? You know what Kevin Hart said? Netflix don't even look at it like that. Netflix look at it like, how am I gonna get our money
But it's
back?
How much
not
money
just
back?
Netflix.
How much
You got to
money back?
remember. This
Anybody
was
want
the-
their money back?
Netflix.
Anybody
was
want
the-
their money back fast?
Netflix
Anybody.
was
They
the
want their money back.
second coming.
Who the fuck
Y'all
wanna
y'all
pay
keep
no
forgetting
anybody?
about
What
the
you mean?
fact.
That she
This
went to
was
press
the
run? The
second
press run?
thing. She didn't get paid. She wasn't getting paid for that. That's why she decided not to do
I
it.
get that. That's why Dom said she made the decision where she made. Now Netflix is a different bag. So you talking about that money. You talking about that money. And that's your money that you talking about. So it's hard for me to
She
feel
didn't do it
for
because
you.
of money in the first place. The whole argument is about money. Like you said, she's black.
Yeah.
She shouldn't have expected it. That's bullshit. That's her fight. I am black,
That's
but
all
I'm
of her-
still
that's all
I'm
of her
doing
fight.
it exactly. So why can't she fight for it? Why does it have
She
to
can
be
fight
someone
for
else
it,
to
but
fight
don't
for
We
it?
get
looking
they're
at it like,
saying,
you didn't give us the content.
Why
yet.
you fighting? You got money. You got go make your own shit.
She
make
did.
it yourself.
Don't take a
Make it
million
yourself.
movies. You know how many actors and actresses, and now we're not talking about Meryl Streep, but it's a lot of actors and actresses that only have a couple of movies that have been.
Jamie get that back?
Right.
Jamie Foxx get that back?
Jamie, yeah, he gets it back.
Jamie got movies.
He deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, but it was a.
Hits.
That's.
Our culture is you do twice the work, you get half the result.
But that's
Shit
but
ain't
you
gonna
need
change.
somebody
This
to
is America.
fight for that because even that that wouldn't have been a thing had somebody fought for that. We weren't getting paid for shit at one point, and a lot of people fought
All right,
for
so-
us to get paid for
so-
anything.
so-
So now she's fighting for us to get paid what we deserve, which is what everybody else gets,
but-
which is what we still don't get. So
That ain't
that's
how it
my
work, though.
fight.
It
You'll
work
never
based on
get
what are
what
you
we
doing,
deserve in someone else's platform. So Dom, I agree with him. Go
But
do your own
they-
thing.
Hollywood
saying,
is
like-
someone else's platform. Period.
What you mean?
Period. Hollywood. Black Hollywood and Hollywood is two different things.
So you can't.
So go start your. That's what kills
can't
me.
get what you want
It's
then.
like why do black people go get a deal and then go sign with a? Why do black people go start their own record label and then partner with a white record label? Why can't you just make your own stuff? Oh, you got to get it out to the masses, so you got to help with
Who does
distribution.
that? You saying it backwards. They always start with the white record label and then go do that.
No, give a perfect example. Like the Migos, They signed to Quality Control with QC, but QC and them is with another record label. I forget the name of another record label. The name of the record label, but that's for distribution. But the point I'm trying to say is, we want the easier route. Now, don't get me wrong.
Nah, the Migos grew past that. That's just like y'all said, Monique should come out of her husband for her management.
No, I'm saying they
She's
have
grown
a
past him. No, she needs a better management.
No, I'm saying they have a label, but someone else distributes their music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, hear what
that's how pretty much everybody do it now.
That's how everybody does it. Now, the point I'm trying to make is, someone distributes your music. Wisdom, to me, says the person distributing the music, they don't have to make no music. All they have to do is get your music out there, and they get paid. You're doing the work.
Yeah.
You're doing the work. You're making the music.
Yeah, but you're not getting money if you don't have distribution.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So the person distributing it, they're the one that's a real business person. They're like, all right, let them make the music.
It's a business deal.
It's a deal, but think about it. I don't have to do no work. All I have to do is get your work out there.
They do have to do work. That's work. That's a job. That's their position in the partnership.
No, all I got to do is put my money out there.
No, you have to.
You have to make the music. If your music is not hot, we don't distribute it.
Nah, y'all not thinking about it.
Think about it. If you don't make hot music, the distribution company's still there. They just finding somebody that has hot music.
Then they're still going to
That's their business.
They're still going to distribute your music, though. That's on you to make hot music or not.
Right, but if you don't make any hot music, why would we distribute it?
Because it's the part of the deal.
Yeah,
that's if somebody puts out a fucked up ass album.
Yeah.
And the next album, your label decides not to put you out. The distribution deal is still there. The label still, because the label is who has the deal with the distribution company. It's not the artist.
I'm not talking about someone signing to a label. I'm just saying a person like
the artist doesn't have the distribution deal. The label has the distribution deal.
Let's say, for example, the artist is signed to a label. Their label, like Migos, is signed to QC, Quality Control, and they're partnered with another company that does the distribution. They can go do their own distribution, but they're partnering with that company because that company is going to get them out there. The people that they sign with, they're business people. They don't care about the label. They don't care about.
They're not supposed to.
All they want to do is distribute the music, get our money back, and make profit.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Right. If they don't make good music, we just find another artist. That's the business we're in. That's the business they're in. They're in the business of not making the music.
It becomes not good when you lose money. Then you stop working with that artist. Whether it don't matter who the artist is.
But what I'm saying, the real business person, they understand. I'm just trying to get it clicking. I'm just trying to make my money. That's it. Yeah. So, and when you really sit back and think about it, they're doing the work. We're just sending their music out there for them.
No, they're doing their job too.
They're definitely doing their job.
You're looking at it from an artist standpoint.
Hear me out. They're doing their job. Their job entails using their money. They're not doing nothing with you.
No, they're selling a product. Their product is distribution.
Right, but they just, why can't they just distribute?
Because they're not a distribution company.
No, they don't have the money to distribute like they can.
That's why you get a distribution company.
And the distribution company knows the person that distributes the music is not the distributor. They're the business person. They're really just we can't make music like they can.
He's basically saying they're not going to get a contract with these people whose music is corny. If they think music is corny, they're not going to sign.
They don't know how to make music. No, what I'm saying, they don't know how to make music.
I feel like we need a different argument because the people who are in music is going to look at you the way I'm looking at you. Like that doesn't make any sense.
We don't even have to use music. Anything you create, the business person don't care about that. They're not an artist. When I'm doing business with somebody, I don't care what you make. I just want my money. I just want my money made. So in my mind, you could tell me, I got to be more creative. Do whatever you want to do, but you better make back my money. That's all I'm thinking. So in my mind, it's like the person that's distributing, all they doing is they're fronting the money.
They're not fronting the money. The executive producers are fronting the money. The label is, the distribution, they're putting out your product.
Right, they're fronting the distribution.
They get their money back first.
I get that, but I'm saying they're fronting the distribution that the label cannot afford to distribute because it's so big. That's why they're partnering with them to help them get their music out there.
Yeah, but they need both. The distribution company can't stand alone. They need something to distribute.
That's a fact.
You don't make it seem like the artist is not a business. The artist is a business.
No, hear me out. The business that the distribution label is in is finding artists to distribute their music. They don't need one artist. They need a bunch of artists. So the point I'm trying to make is you can go do it on your own. It's easier to just sign with someone else and let them distribute the music. The point I'm making is the business person don't care about the music. They just want to make their money back. That's it. That's the business they're in. So you can't tell me, Monique, if you're in Hollywood and you want to get paid for this deal, you chose not to go with Oprah and them. That makes sense because you weren't getting paid.
Cool.
Now your opportunity to get paid, and then someone said, we're not paying you that. Then go do what you have to do, like Oprah and them were saying to do.
She's been blackballed.
You chose not to go that route.
You
see what I'm saying? That's why I agree with Dom. You chose not to go with Oprah and them and sacrifice and do all this stuff.
You know what it takes to do in this industry. You
see what I'm saying?
Follow the leader.
Lee Daniel and them all doing that. That's what they're doing.
They know what it takes too, and they know that you're supposed to get paid.
But they
didn't get paid. They didn't want to pay. They was like, we're going to do this for the culture.
Don't
and they
cry
did it for
about the money.
And then they where they at. And money blackball.
Don't cry about the money when you say you're doing it for the culture.
She didn't say she was doing it for the culture.
She didn't want to do it for the culture.
She didn't want to do it for the culture.
A press run is done after the movie is finished.
She just wanted to check. She didn't want.
Yeah, but she wanted to get paid
that's
though.
a different
she didn't
check.
want to do it for the culture.
It
She
is.
just wanted for the check.
And that's what I'm saying. Now that time has come where
If the culture, see, that's the thing. That goes back. Now we're going back into financial planning. The culture of black people has always been to not get paid for what they're doing. It's always been to not own your own product. It's always been to not do this and not do that. And it's not supposed to be that. Why does our business always have to be so opposite to everybody else's? And it's only because we're black.
No, it's because we don't understand
It's not
business.
supposed to be like that.
It's not.
No,
we
y'all
don't
aren't
understand
understanding business.
We don't understand business.
Business says if I'm doing something for free, I'm not doing business. That's not business. In no race, that's not business.
Every business starts off where you're doing something
she
initially.
She ain't start off. She wasn't start. That's the thing. She wasn't starting off. She's
okay.
at a point in her career
And
where she should get paid.
What she did. We're not saying nothing's wrong with what she did.
Saying her argument is bullshit.
She chose that.
She chose to make it tough for herself.
She can't ask for the money now.
But she's not asking for it. She's advocating. So the rest, you just said yourself, she's
no,
advocating
it started
for
was
everybody else.
I didn't get the money I deserve.
She's advocating,
That's
but
how
she
she
used
started. I didn't
herself
get the
as
money
the
I
example.
deserve.
Who the fuck else is she supposed to use?
That's the problem I have right there. You cannot sit here and convince me.
You're complaining about your money, but you're trying to make it seem like you're fighting for rights.
Okay, all right, perfect example. I'll use a perfect example. Tidal and Apple Music. Everybody says, download Tidal. That's Jay-Z. It's black business. That shit not better than Apple Music. I'm not downloading it because Jay-Z made that joint. I'm downloading it.
When it came
out. I'm downloading it. What's the better one?
Yeah.
The better one is, to me, is Apple Music.
Yeah.
I don't care because Jay-Z made Tidal. No, if Tidal is better than Apple Music, I'm getting Tidal.
Right.
So I'm not. Whatever. That's the point I'm trying to make is good stuff sells itself.
I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying.
Okay.
I agree with what you're saying.
She didn't sell herself. It wasn't a good shit.
She hasn't had the chance to. They blackballed her.
That was her fault.
We can't talk about chances when you are at that point in your career.
You had the chance.
You see what I'm saying?
You didn't want to take it.
My sister,
you
you
chose
could
the other route.
Think about it, though.
I feel bad.
If she was a regular actor, we didn't know who she was, I'd be like, damn, they blackballed my shorty. They blackballed her. She's Monique. We know who the hell she is.
And that should make it worse. Why would you? How is it that somebody can be a known name, and then you just cut their career off because you decided that they should have did something that you wanted to do?
To me, I believe that's what they want you to believe. They cut their career. You're still Monique to us. You can go make a special, sell it. I mean, $10. Make that money. Get that money. Make another special. Do all that. But hear me out. Hear me out. You rather say that for her to go make a special, get the money, do that again, make another special. She don't have to do that. Why don't she got to do that? Because she Monique.
Wait, say that again.
So she don't have to shoot her own special, make the money back, do another special, shoot another special.
All right, if she shoots a special.
Okay.
To shoot a special and for people to see it, you have to do what? How are people going to see your special if no one's going to pick it up and you can't get it out to the people?
Man, you better get the regular way everybody else is selling it. You got the name already. Hand in hand. Social media, Instagram, whatever. There's no excuses.
Promotion is free nowadays.
Shit. If you're trying to tell
she could go
you
YouTube, YouTube
and maybe you need to talk to her because I do agree with what you just said with social media and stuff like that.
Yeah, she can get
but
that back.
She wasn't she didn't come up in social media time.
Well, she
better
hire that
everybody else is that. Why she
Everybody
else is that. She ain't a dad.
But see, that's the thing. But see, y'all are finding every reason and excuse for this woman to have to start over. When the fact that
we're not telling her to start over.
You said no.
solidified.
No,
She's Monique.
no.
She's already solidified.
No,
What we saying is,
Hollywood ain't
Keep
our
her
game.
name alive by doing something else.
Dude,
If you gotta go to
it's
YouTube,
social
create your own
media
product.
isn't
Create your
hers.
own stuff. Create your own
Social
product.
media isn't hers.
it can be yours. It's the same thing as
It
going on
can
TV.
be now.
YouTube
And
is TV now.
if she did that today, right now, she probably could do that. But when Precious came out, wasn't happening.
My sister's not getting that bag after you win one award, and
She's not
Denzel had to
getting
play
it.
20
She's not
movies
getting
and
it.
finally get an award.
She's not
Denzel played
getting it.
20 movies
She's not getting
and
it.
finally got his
see,
broke.
Denzel-
And you
but
gonna
that's
tell
the
me she gonna
difference.
get one movie and get an award, and she wants Denzel on the money?
No,
Who you
but
think you
see,
fooling?
That's
You ain't
it.
fooling
No,
no
we not.
folks.
Ain't nobody saying Denzel money. I'm not saying Denzel money. I'm saying
You want Dave Chappelle
people
money.
Who
She's not getting it.
she didn't ask for Dave Chappelle.
No, I'm not even saying that. You want to step in.
She want
their-
Amy Schumer money?
You want to step in
She
their work?
compared herself to Amy Schumer.
Hell
She
no.
can't at that time.
Hell
no,
no.
she prepared. Yes,
People wanna-
Amy
people gonna
Schumer
see-
only had 2 movies.
People
want
want to see Amy Schumer over Monique.
Amy Schumer only had 2 movies. Y'all
Monique
sitting here
was
doubling
relevant.
argument.
Monique was relevant.
I'm not doing the
They
Amy
wanted
Schumer
to see-
one.
they wanted to
I
see
don't know
her.
about Amy Schumer, but I'm just saying, you can't just say you want to step into the like with Dave Chappelle and all these other. You can't though, because think about it. See, what they say, value and worth is 2 different things. If you feel you worth something, you don't let nobody tell you.
But
What you value, somebody can tell you what your value is, because they thinking about what they gonna get back. That's it. If you worth it, go do your thing. I guarantee Netflix come knocking on your door.
Pretty much.
But you can't tell me you worth it and then you're not gonna go step out and go prove it. Nah.
and then it
sis.
wasn't her movie at that. You still got to think about that too. Like it wasn't her movie.
That's
She got the award for it,
Hold on.
cool, but it wasn't.
We
her
gotta
movie.
say
Like,
facts.
It's not supposed. It don't have to be her movie.
But
It
most
doesn't-
of them
it
people
doesn't
who are
have
getting
to-
paid them
We gotta
things,
change
they
the
start
narrative.
them
What did she do to deserve
movies
the
to get
bag?
up-
What did she
to
do to
get
deserve
other
My
it?
things.
sister, we
It's
gotta
a star
change the
and a
narrative.
co-star.
We
in
gotta-
almost
Listen,
every
man.
movie
We
out
gotta
here.
change the narrative.
But the
Y'all
star,
are
Because she
under-
black,
the
I ain't gonna say
star
she
is
deserve
going
it
to
just
get
'cause
that
she black.
bag before
Halle
the
Berry
co-star.
had to show some
And you
titties.
should, but that's the
That's
thing.
not right.
That's
You
what
should-
she's
That's about
combating.
the work you put in.
I'm not-
But wait,
I'm
Damo,
mad
what she's
Halle Berry had to show them
combating.
titties
I get what she
to get $1
combating.
million.
I get all of that. But she chose her own path.
You just
for
said
what
she
I'm
shouldn't
saying.
have it because she's
I
black.
said- I
She's
said- I know,
combating
I'm
the
saying-
fact
I'm
that
saying.
she doesn't get it because she's black. That's the thing.
You get
It's
what you
backwards.
get your money based off your talent and what you're doing.
Facts.
Not because you're
But
black.
she got the accolades based off her client.
She don't have
What
no
accolades? What
accolades.
accolades?
What did she
She
do?
got the award.
That's one
It wasn't
award.
her movie.
It
One
don't take
award.
how many awards? How many
So-
awards do you have
so-
to
so-
have?
so-
It takes good movies.
I'm gonna give you an
How
example.
many good
I'm gonna give you
movies
an
has she
example. So somebody got a degree. And somebody been doing whatever they've been doing. Like somebody been perfect example. I got a license. Somebody go to school and they got a degree in finance. I got the license. I actually help clients. They don't even know how to deal with people. That company, they're gonna look at them and say, "You got a degree, but this person got experience."
No,
We
they
take-
not.
Before you say,
You know how many
hold on.
people get fired because they don't have a degree, and a new young
Hear me-
person is
hear
coming
me-
out of school that has a degree?
Hear me out.
That's-
No, I'm saying.
It's already gone left.
No, hear me out.
Go ahead.
I got the license. Basically, when I say the license, it's the authority. It means I got the skills to pay
But
the bills.
skills
to do what
don't mean nothing as
Hold-
far as
hear me,
business,
hear
but go
me,
ahead.
hear me out. I'm not saying business. I'm talking about on the job. Now
That's a business.
Now hear me out. That job, they can hire this person with a degree. Facts. They can definitely hire them, put them as a teller. But the other person with the license, they can put them in a different position besides just that teller.
What they're going to do is make that person with the license train the person that they just hired with that degree, and
But-
then they're going to put them in a position, probably demote them, because they're training the person with degree to take that position.
Now hear me out. That person with the
That's
license.
what happens.
The person with the license is gonna get that job, but all they gotta do is go get that degree now. That person with the degree does not have this. Number
It take
one,
too long to get a
the
degree.
point I'm trying to make is, regardless of the fact, Monique, your work shows, not the accolades. There's many people that never got the accolades, but their work, you cannot argue with it. Whatever they ask for, they're gonna get because their work. It's a fact. She doesn't have
not.
the work to show
That's
you
not
to say
how
that.
Hollywood works.
Okay, perfect example.
Well,
Denzel.
do if they didn't want to
Denzel.
pay her.
No, well, that's what she's
Denzel.
fighting for. There are people, like we said, Leonardo DiCaprio just got his award last year, and he has a large body of work that says he deserves a whole lot of money because he sells and he's good at what he does. Right?
I don't follow him.
But no, I mean, you know who Leonardo DiCaprio
He the one from
is.
Titanic?
Yeah.
Yes, and Titanic was iconic. How long ago? And he's been putting out bodies of work
He
that
pissed somebody
that
off
are.
probably. I don't know.
But no.
He was in a great gas scene.
Listen.
He was
I ain't even
Okay.
get. What I'm saying is there is that lane where you do the work and you get paid for it. Yes, but there's another lane in Hollywood where when you do a project, whether it's your first one or not, and you're as talented as she was in that particular project, because a lot of people didn't even know who she was, and the project sold, and she won the award. There are a lot of people in that same position, a lot of white people, male and female, in that same position where after they got that award, they could charge what they wanted.
Cool.
And it's been like that in Hollywood forever. It's people who, like you said, got bodies of work and they ain't never get no award, but they still getting paid. But it's a lot of people who want, and not, I'm going to say a lot of people, damn near everybody. Once you get that award, you can charge what you want to charge.
Facts.
The only thing is that because she's a black woman, and this is the first time that these things have been happening, they're not getting that money.
She can charge what she want to charge, but people get paid what they want to pay. They don't have to pay.
She's advocating for it.
I agree with her.
Right.
Netflix didn't give her that bag.
People don't have to pay. People don't have to pay what you charge.
Go
so
get that money. There's no excuse to sit here and say, because at the end of the day, if I'm
so
Netflix,
she's not supposed.
I don't want to give that money.
So if the next person that came up had that same argument, had the same situation. Yeah, because Monique, just like you said, they gave it to her for what though? Earlier you said they gave her that bag to shut Monique up. To have a one-up on Monique. But you said that out your own mouth. So what Monique is doing, it has already helped somebody. This is what she's fighting for. So in the future, people are getting what they should get.
Yeah, we always.
I don't think Monique helped her. I think she helped herself by working like she did.
No, Monique helped her, but in my mind, I feel like Monique helped her. But
Monique could have helped herself by just working on her own thing.
I feel like what's going on here in our argument is almost the fact that it's just Monique. If it was anybody else.
I'm not biased.
I
arguing with anybody else. Like, I just want to think.
What movie? Now she's advocating. She can't. That's like saying Colin Kaepernick. He don't play football. That's the same thing. That's like literally if he's blackballed from the football industry and she's blackballed from. And we understand Colin Kaepernick's argument.
Who's funnier? I got a question for you. Who's funnier?
You keep going into this. Who's funnier?
Who's funnier?
She didn't even get the award for a funny thing.
Bernie Mac or Steve Harvey?
Bernie
Mac always been funnier. He never got the break. Did you hear Bernie Mac say anything about the bread and none of that? He kept on working.
Bernie Mac begged for a TV show. He got it, but he begged for it.
The point I'm making is he got the TV show, and he proved that he was
the funniest. He ain't cry about it. He wouldn't got it.
That he was the funniest man in the world.
He didn't cry about it.
He proved that he was
on Kings of Comedy. He's begging. He said, "Yo, just please, I promise I won't fuck. I promise I won't do that." He said that out of his own mouth.
He definitely did. But in my mind, that was a sarcasm. That was a sarcasm. He was being sarcastic.
This argument makes.
But we can't knock that when see, that's the thing about it. I made this statement earlier, and you said, no, that's not the lane to go. You can't go to someone else's shit and then ask them to do what you want to do. It don't work like that. You make your own thing.
People ain't gotta pay what you charge.
You gotta go make your own thing, and that's the problem with black people. We don't want to do that. And then we get mad at somebody else.
She was making her own thing. She got blackballed, so the shit got stopped. And now she's advocating after getting blackballed, and y'all still ain't even accepting her as an advocate.
But there's see.
The woman that she proved herself. She's proved herself in comedy.
What else did she say besides that?
She got the accolade for being in a drama, so she's proved
that
herself.
one drama. That's one accolade. That don't mean anything.
But even still, she
and
already proved herself in comedy. What does she have to do for anything to count?
Give it to her.
Y'all are not letting none of the shit that she's done.
No, she did a lot, but I'm just saying she did a lot, and she worked more. I don't know, but
exactly. What you mean? Precious was drama. She had comedy movies before Precious, but black comedy movies. She had Fat Chicks wasn't funny.
Wasn't funny. I agree
but
with you.
But it's syndicated. It's on.
But this is what she's trying to say. She's saying that black females you're
not gonna
get no drama if you're a black female. You're not gonna get that drama if you're a black female. You're not gonna get that type of movie. You see what I'm saying? You're not gonna get that movie and an opportunity to get that. Monique got that and she killed that. She should be getting paid. I agree, she should get paid. But once you don't get paid,
move on. It's like when you
get that back, go do your thing.
Now, see, how are I feel like this whole at this.
You see, Kevin Hart did it.
How did what?
He went and started his own thing. He said, all right, I'm done again.
He was already doing it. He was never blackballed to where people wouldn't help him.
Because other people broke it down. And I give it to him. Other people broke that down. But the point I'm making is he realized, I'm going to open the doors now.
He chose to do that. Kevin Hart could have went to, he does go to Netflix.
That's what we're saying. It's a choice.
But
that her choice not to.
But listen.
I'll give you a perfect example. Damon Dash put Kevin Hart on, right? He says people don't reciprocate the same thing he did for them, right? A lot of people don't share the platforms now that he put them on the platform. Put Kevin Hart in his first movie. The point I'm trying to make when I say this is...
So is Dame Dash crying for advocating for that?
No, he went and started his own platform. That's what you do.
But...
You have to be the one to create the change. And that's what Kevin Hart said. Kevin Hart says, damn, I can't sit here and complain about this and that. I got to be the one to create the change. Because when you bring a negative to the issue, it's like, all right, we hear that the negative now. What are you going to do?
You
I'm
saying
cool
it
with
like
conversations.
but you're saying that you're using Dame Dash as an example.
Yeah.
Did Dame Dash not go through a whole period where he was broke and because he was fighting for he was bringing so much life exactly, and this is what she's going through. Even though she hasn't gone broke, but Dame Dash was hated for a minute.
I don't think he went broke, but it's like he was hated.
Yo,
he
did go broke. It was already. He said he was broke.
See. He said he put his money back in the street, and that's where
Nah, it was a couple of times when he said he was broke.
No, he said to here's what he said, and I validate that because that's the problem when people don't want to be independent. It causes you to put your money up where your mouth is.
Nah,
Nobody wants to do that.
He said he was broke. No, he said out his own mouth,
hear me out.
I'm spending this money and it's not coming back to me. And the quality of life was bugging me when he was crying and shit. He was saying the quality of life that my kids is living is not the quality of life that I started them off at. Yes, it does.
That don't mean you broke.
Your
that
quality
means,
of
that
life
means that
you only
you
downgrade when you're broke.
Right. I'm gonna put like this. I'm gonna put like this because I do business.
He said he was broke.
Hear me out.
Because he was broke,
because
like
I do
broke.
business.
But he said, of course, he's not our broke.
No,
but just like you said,
that's not broke. That's not broke to me.
Just
It's not broke.
I'm broke.
When you do business, you choose to struggle. When you do business, you choose to struggle. I don't care what nobody says. When you do business, you choose to struggle. If you choose not to do business and you choose to go corporate, you're not going to struggle. And you chose that. That's cool. You get the accolades. You get the money. You're comfortable. But when you choose to do business, there's a struggle with it. Because not everyone sees what you see as your vision yet. Not everybody gets that yet. But when they get it, once they get it, you get your money back. So I get what Dame's saying. He put his money in the street. As long as that money's out there, he's not broke. Because when people buy it, he gets his money back. But until then, he's broke. He looks broke. He's not doing what everybody else is doing. And that's cool. Because I'm investing in something else. Now, when I get my return, y'all going to be back on me like, damn, you up, you rich. It's like, no, I've been this way. I just put my money in something else. All See, the difference is, and I understand it, the difference is the person that puts their money into somebody, they call them a mogul. Like, let's say like Oprah.
No, a mogul is a mega entrepreneur.
A mogul is a mega entrepreneur, right? Mm-hmm. But there's moguls that get fronted money from other people.
Of course,
right?
You don't use your own money.
I got you. A typhoon is a person that is the one giving the money to the mogul.
Absolutely.
He don't get no money from nobody. He just takes all his money, invests in other people. Dame says this. He says, I'll be a typhoon, but a small one. I'll be the one that gets no help from nobody.
He's just an investor.
No.
He's not a typhoon yet.
No. Hear me out. You can be a typhoon, but you don't have to be the biggest one.
That's the whole definition of it.
Hear me out.
You just said that's the person who gives it to a mogul.
No.
Dame Dash is just an investor.
It doesn't have to be a mogul. A tycoon is the person that he don't get no help from nobody. He dishes his money out to other people. So the point I'm making is, since he dishes his money out to other people and invests in them, he looks broke. But that's a position of...
He was broke. It's not about the look. He said it. He said his quality of life changed.
Of course, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. In business, when you don't got nobody doing that... See, all right, perfect example, Macy's. I'll give you a perfect example, Macy's. Macy's probably sells $500 million worth of stuff. And out of that $500 million, they probably make $5 million. That's just 10% of that. That's 10%. But someone in the street can say, yo, I'm going to sell $4 million worth of something. That's why I gave me and Dom that example. Me and Dom go sell $4 million. We split 2-2. We really made just as much as Macy's made, but Macy's had to sell $500 million to get that 5. It's all perception. It's all perception. Somebody might call me broke, but remember I said in the beginning, everybody's win is not the same win. You may consider me broke because my quality of life is not the same as yours. And that's cool.
He considered himself broke. But go ahead.
Hear me out. He considered himself broke because his quality of life isn't the quality of life that he wants, right? But to someone else, that can call him broke, it's not broke. You see what I'm saying? Right. It's not broke. Your kid's still going to school, they're doing this, but to him, he's not doing what he wants to do, so he's broke.
It's not about what he wants. Being broke, like we said before, if you give the homeless man $1,000 versus giving somebody else $500, that's what makes the difference. The homeless man seems broke. He has less money, but he's not broke. It's a difference. You're switching the whole thing you said earlier.
No, what I'm saying earlier is
his bills. That's like, all right. This man's bills is a certain amount of money. If he can't pay them, he's broke. Now, he might still live in a big-ass house. He might not look broke because Dame Dash never looks broke. But if he can't pay his bills, if he can't pay for his children's, at the time he said he was broke. That's what that meant. He said when he came up on some more money, he invested it. Yes, you invested so that you don't continue to be broke.
But I think that's
But he was broke.
The reason I don't want you to get that off because
when your quality of life change, you're broke.
No, the reason
you gotta go down, you're broke.
I agree with you. I agree with you to the extent.
You don't agree with me.
I don't want you to get this misconstrued because if someone's struggling because they choose to do something, you're not broke. Your choice, hold on. Your choice is you chose to do this. So in reality, you're not broke.
I understand what he's saying, but that's not what he did.
Hold on.
Dame went broke first. Did his press run and was advocating and talking about this whole situation. He made money, then he invested it.
I seen what you're talking about. I don't think he was broke. He chose to do the business, so you're not broke.
After Rockefeller dissolved, Dame Dash was broke.
He wasn't broke.
He was broke.
He had his own fashion company, Rachel Roy. He had a bunch of different stuff.
After.
No, that was during Rockefeller. He had Rachel Roy. But the point I'm trying to make is he said he was broke.
Roy. I'm talking about after Rockefeller went down. That was the bulk of his money. That was the bulk of his money. You can't sit here and say that his other side companies were enough to sustain his standard of living. Right. Which means if those businesses are not covering his bills, he's now in the negative. That's a deficit. That means you're broke.
To me, you say it's broke, but when a person
numbers don't lie.
So
when you're doing negative every month, you're broke until you figure out how to get out.
Yeah, that's why I said that example with Macy's. See, corporate business, they're always broke. But corporate business works like this. They keep funding money. They keep taking losses. And eventually, sometime during the year, they cut the red and then they make money.
He's not he's a person.
You see what I'm saying? And so when you look at an individual.
We're talking about Dame Dash. No, we're not talking about a company.
No, that's what I'm trying to say to you.
His company might not have been broke, but it wasn't covering what he was getting from it because there are still things within the company that need to be paid. So whether the company is making money or not, that's one thing. Whether he's making money after the company has dissolved its
so he's broke.
Assets, whatever in that month or whatever.
So he's broke.
That makes him broke.
That makes him broke. And I agree. I want you to understand, I agree with you. But I don't want you to give the misconception to people that are watching that think that when you do business and you struggle, you're broke. You're not really broke. You're really doing better than the person that's going to get a little fraction of the money from the person that's getting all the money. I don't care what nobody says. If a person pays you $1,000 an hour, what are they making? So you being the person that's in the position of making the money that's not the $1,000 an hour, even if you're not making a bunch of money, you're still making more than the person that's getting paid the $1,000 an hour. So if you can't cover, hold on. If you can't cover your bills, that means your bills are way more than the person that only gets paid $1,000. So you're broke to them, but your lifestyle demands for you to do what you're doing. You see what I'm saying? So broke is cool in that sense.
All right, look.
That's why I want you. I just want to say that because people are watching. People going to watch this. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. But listen to what you said. In a business, if I'm obligated to pay you $1,000 a month, I mean $1,000 a week or whatever it was that you said, right?
A month, yeah.
As the business, I might have only made $1,000. I might have only made $1,200.
Yeah.
Now, I got to pay you. I still got to get my inventory or whatever the case may be. Now, if I'm in the negative $500, it doesn't matter how much I paid you because you got your money.
Yeah.
I'm broke.
That's true.
You still getting yours. So you can't say that you're broke just because you're the person getting it and you're not the person that's giving it.
Hear me out.
That's what you just said.
The person is broke. But let's say if they stop doing that and they just go get $1,000 like that person getting, they're not broke now.
You can't come back with something else. You just said that. You said that the person that's paying you the $1,000 is way you're broke compared to them.
No, I didn't say that.
Not true.
I'm saying
the company may not be giving that person
I want you to be
money.
Clear. The person that's choosing to struggle.
It's not a choice.
When
if the
company
only brought in that much money, that's how it. It's
when
not
you're
covering
doing business, you're choosing to struggle. You can go to the other.
You can go to the other.
You can go to another. You can go to another alternative. Like if I don't have a job and I'm doing business, I'm choosing to struggle. Do not think that I'm broke because I'm doing business. I'm choosing to do something that's more challenging. If I want to have a job,
understandable.
If
but that wasn't his case. He was broke.
He was broke
until
because
he
he's
made the
funding
money.
businesses.
He was broke at one point before he got the money to fund those businesses. He was broke after Rockefeller.
He was not broke. He said he put his money back in the street.
I just think this is going to be another agreement.
And that's and that's why I just want to bring it home. That's why our people don't want to do what Dom's saying, go independent and do their thing, because they don't want to put their money back in it, and they'll be looking as if like they're broke. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, why don't you want to? It's cool to be broke when you're starting something, because in business it costs a lot to start something, but once it's in the air, it don't cost nothing to run it. It don't cost nothing to run it. But it's so hard that people don't want to do that up front because the money that they'll spend. So what they'll do is they'll partner with someone else to do that. And it's like that person that you're partnering with, they might jerk you. You know what I'm saying? And that's where Monique is sitting and saying, yo, I'm worth this. I did my special. I want to get paid this. And they're like, no. Well, go do it on your own. You can go create the platform that we created. Nothing's stopping you. But if you do it, you're going to have to go through what Netflix went through, a struggle. If you don't want to go through the struggle, then you get paid what they want to pay you.
She's not looking to be a network. She just wants to be the actress/comedian that she is. Why should she have to go and start her own network? That's the whole point. It's other people who can be what they want and get paid for being
what they want. But she gotta take what she can get.
That's what I'm saying. It's not your network.
I mean, you can push your offer out there, but people gonna be like, you want.
That's why Tiffany got it, not you. Don't be mad.
You want $2 million? You want $2 million? We don't think you're worth $2 million. We think you're worth $500. That's cool. You don't want it, then go somewhere else. That's what
and then when you say, and then when you say, yo, Tiffany. You said I wanted that bag, and then Tiffany get it. Don't be mad. You just help Tiffany. You just help Tiffany. That's it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to agree to disagree on Monique, on Tiffany, on business, on all of it.
I just want to promote.
This is another good one, though.
I'm gonna keep pushing independence.
Independence
and us keep striving for that, because the narrative. I don't care if you broke or not broke. Everybody, don't get it wrong. Name a good tequila, bro. A good one. A good alcohol.
Jose
Cuervo, there you go.
Jose Cuervo, okay. When Jose Cuervo started, there was a bunch of different Jose Cuervos and different alcohols. They didn't make it. Now Jose is still here. Jose had to go through that struggle, and now his liquor is still in the 2000s. That's what it is when you choose to do that. So if you broke originally, it's cool. Because later on, you're going to be the only one around that make it through that situation, because you took on risk and got the rewards. So you know what I'm saying? In Monique thing, you got to take that risk. you took the risk. You're taking the risk.
She's just advocating for something, but you guys don't see what she's advocating.
But I just don't want you to stop your career after you advocate. Go get that.
Her career is black. She's been blackballed. That's why she's.
Ain't such thing as blackballed. That's what they put on us.
In the industry that she's started in.
You can go get this money. Like, what the fuck? That's what they tell us.
Can't nobody stop you from making no money.
That's real rap. You know
nobody
that.
Stop you.
That's all you gotta call them is haters. Ain't nobody stop you. We know that. They give you motivation. She know that. So you can't sit here and say nothing else.
Change the direction of.
I'm happy that my sister did that.
Forced to change the direction of her career and go for.
She stood that
and be an advocate for something, but she started only wanting to be a comedian/actor.
Listen, when you went against Oprah, that's what you knew you was getting yourself. Oprah got that bag.
Man,
why would you go
against
against
Oprah?
Been
right up behind Oprah. I was right behind Oprah. I'm right behind you, Oprah.
When you did that to Oprah, when you turned back, you're back on Oprah. You knew you had to go get it like Oprah got.
This is where she do.
So I feel like that's what.
Oprah ain't coming out for nothing.
Cat Williams keeps saying about Kevin Hart, and why he kept saying about Kevin Hart, because they can't Kevin Hart just like do that, like go behind, like like he said, he was a Muppet. And
He
did
is,
everything
but
the industry
love
wanted him to do. But I feel like that's what you gotta do to get to where you need to be. Because now he's
You gotta play the game to change
You gotta
the
play
game.
the game.
You gotta play the game to change the game.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like at the end of the day, he gets paid. It's what they're saying about
You gotta play that
Monique.
game.
At the end
It's
of the day,
one
she
thing-
could
it's
have got
one thing
paid.
to
Follow who you need to
Start.
follow. Do what you gotta do to get where you
It's
need to
one
be.
thing to start off that way and do free movies and shit. We all know Kevin Hart ain't get shit for doing paper soldiers. We know this. But at the point,
But you gotta reciprocate
when
though.
you 10 and 20 years
You gotta
into the
help the niggas
game,
that start
you should
helping you
not
out
have to
first.
still be doing shit for free.
That's a fact, but I'm just saying.
Is it? Because it sounds like y'all. It's not.
But I feel like she was at the bottom of her acting career though. She might have
Facts.
got an
She was
award,
at the
but
top
she
of her
still
acting
was
career.
at the.
At the
Ah.
top.
Precious came out
Oh, we
2009.
got two different perspectives.
acting.
Precious came out 08, 09, right?
Yeah, but
I don't
they didn't
think
even
she
want to
was
pay
that
her.
10 years
Listen.
later.
Acting,
Oh, 10 years ago.
She had the Parkinson's since way back. She's been acting forever.
That's a fact, but
She been
every
acting.
one of them that had a
I can't
sitcom, once they done with their sitcom, they was popping on screen. She was not
And
popping
she
on
was
screen.
until she got stopped. That was her first big movie after Scream.
Okay, I give you that
Black Girls went straight to see. She didn't even get a chance.
No, I give you that one because that was a drama.
Soon as she came
Black
out,
black
she was
girls don't
popping.
get dramas, but I give you that
Yo,
one. I give you that
Precious
one.
was popping. Y'all cannot sit up here and say that Precious
Precious
didn't
was
have
popping.
She
some
needed
of
another
everything
one.
in
She
these
just needed
movies.
another one.
She couldn't get it because that was the movie that they blackballed her
Well, she
on.
made the choice. The fuck? She
Hey,
should have went on that
man.
press
Hey,
run.
everybody- So wait.
She should have won
When
that press
all-
run.
This is the
The
end.
fuck
We ain't
is
got
wrong
much
with
more
me?
time.
You talking about Oprah. Tyler Perry.
So wait. And
That man
you
was
are
homeless.
talking about Oprah. No, we talking about Lee
I'm saying-
Daniels. We keep saying Tyler Perry.
Okay.
Lee
Yeah,
Daniels.
All right, yeah.
But we are
don't
talking
mess
about
with Lee
Oprah.
Daniels either.
We talking about Lee Daniels. Lee Daniels already had bread, and he didn't even have
No,
that.
he didn't have bread. He got his money from Dame. Dame gave him the money to start.
Damn sure gave him that $1 million.
Dame
Lee
gave him the $1 million.
Daniels?
Gave him that
Dame-
$1 million.
Dame funded my
He
man
gave
money.
me that $1 million.
Dave still talking about that $1 million.
He still got that $1 million.
He
He
want
want
that
his
$1
$1
You see
million.
what I'm saying? That's what we gotta get understood. There's
He
people
want
that
his
help
$1
people. and they
million.
don't
No,
help
wait.
people back.
And this exactly
Was
this
the
is
movie
where I'm
was the
going.
movie Precious?
Yes.
But listen,
No, it was
the Butler.
It was Butler, and
It was
then
the
he went
Butler.
and-
Precious came after
He
that.
made money from the Butler, and then when they made Precious.
Yeah, but listen to what y'all are.
All
Yo,
right.
this is what y'all just said.
hearing,
This is
I'm
what I'm
listening,
trying to go
I'm
off of
listening.
it, right?
Listen.
Y'all are saying Monique made the decision, yes,
Yeah.
but no, we're not gonna hold the accountable to Lee Daniels and Oprah making the decision not to pay her.
Yo,
she deserved to get paid.
Don't ask me
That's
about that.
not
'Cause
fair.
I'm with Monique. Look, Oprah,
That's
you
not
shot
fair.
out.
This is what she.
Oprah, you shot out. You should have dropped the coins in her bag to make sure
Personally,
that she went on that press run.
My
She
ass would have
should've
been
got
behind.
paid.
My ass would have been behind Oprah, and I would
No,
have been
no,
at the
bro,
top.
no,
But
no.
Oprah should have paid her.
Oprah, you got you the highest paid person in the world. You got to drop a bag in my.
I'm rich, man.
Your hand
Fuck
in
If the
that.
highest
I can't.
paid
What
person in
more
the
I got
world
to ask
is
for?
willing
I'm
to
rich,
go on a
man.
free
I'm rich already. What I got to
press
ask for,
or
man?
whatever it is.
Facts.
I got millions
Okay, I see what
already.
you're
I
saying.
just feel like
Come on,
you need
I
to
agree with
follow
you.
the lead.
I get what
Like,
you're saying.
if she's willing to do
talk
it,
about.
I agree with you.
Y'all can't talk about.
I agree with you.
Black people not helping. You
says a
need to
lot.
help black people and all that. That just boys are.
She
the
helping
whole
her by
thing you
letting her
just
hang with her.
said.
No, I'm saying she's.
They should have paid her.
They
Why
said-
y'all paid me to make the movie?
they
Why
said-
y'all not
they-
gonna pay
they
me to
said-
promote
Being
it?
with
They
Oprah gonna
said-
get her money
they
regardless.
said- they
Just being with
said-
Oprah.
If you
Because she wasn't with her.
No,
She wasn't with her. She chose to go the other way.
If you
She
stay
was
next to the
with her.
heat, you stay warm. Oprah was taking a
Oprah
sacrifice.
was the heat, bro.
How could you leave Oprah?
What do you mean she was taking a sacrifice? She wasn't taking no damn
No, I'm saying
sacrifice.
if Oprah got the bag already, and she's not hot, you hot right now, right? And Oprah is got money already. She's taking the sacrifice of not
Monique
getting.
had money.
Yeah, she got money, but
That's
it's like
why she deserved to be paid.
no, I
she
get-
got money?
But go
I,
ahead.
I get what you. And Oprah got more money than you.
Yeah,
And
Oprah
she
got
ain't
more
even
money
get-
than everybody.
And she ain't get paid.
None of them got paid, right?
And she ain't got paid.
So what's
They-
the plan? What they
Oprah didn't get paid for that press run
Because
either.
that was Precious's first movie.
It-
Period.
The point I'm trying to make is Oprah sacrificed that bread. Monique, you should have sacrificed with Oprah.
Yeah, like-
Because in my mind,
I look-
when
I
you got
look-
friends
Oprah
like
wasn't
that,
sacrificing.
you don't
You
gotta.
already rich.
We
Oprah-
all
you about to
rich.
recoup the bread
Oprah
for the
wasn't
movie.
sacrificing shit. She was the executive producer.
Oprah don't never sacrifice. She
See,
already
look,
got it.
That's see, you gotta understand. See, Monique, you was in the room and you thought you was the smartest person in that
Yeah,
room.
she thought it.
You
She tried
definitely
it.
was
She
not
didn't
the
think she was
smartest.
the smartest person. She thought she needed to get paid.
Sometimes you gotta take that
simple.
sacrifice.
Sometimes I learned this the hard way. Sometimes you think you know
I'm
something.
not working for 20
Right?
and 30 years.
Hold on. See,
not working
that's your own personal struggle. We got something going on right now that's about to pop.
ahead.
Sometimes you got to know that when you in the room with somebody and they got money and they know everybody else in the room and you just the person in
You
the
shut
room,
the hell up and
you
follow.
just shut up
And
just
follow
say,
that
say,
motherfucker.
let me get some nuggets.
Exactly.
Because the nuggets I get is gonna be worth more than the money.
Where you going,
And
homie?
Oprah,
I'm right behind
and
you.
Oprah told her, gave her that phone call, said, sis, Bring your ass on. And Monique said, Oprah, I need that money. And
Oprah said, Monique, you good. Come on, just come on, do this.
And all she had to say was, Oprah, am I good, or am I good?
She said, Monique, you good.
And
Monique
she said,
Monique said, I want to be good.
I want to be like you, Oprah.
I want to be you, Oprah. No, you can't. You can't be me, Monique. You're not ready yet.
And then Monique said, Monique said, Oprah. Monique said, Oprah, forget you and him. I got the award. I know what I'm worth.
And Oprah said,
this girl's stupid.
Don't be mad at me if they don't stop fucking with you.
Oprah had to be like, this girl
Don't be mad at me if you don't stop fucking with you.
Look, Oprah had to say, this girl crazy.
Now it's becoming a joke, but go ahead.
Look, Oprah had to say, I'm Oprah. I got my own station, girl. We can put all movies on my station. She ain't even wake up and realize.
Did she even?
The old network.
Right, and look, when she stepped off, she probably thought she could double back.
If Monique would have followed, Monique would have been on OWN. And she would have probably been owning her own shit.
That's
she
real.
Followed.
See, the only thing we saying is, hold on.
Oprah didn't have OWN at the time.
Okay, you're right.
I'm saying she ain't created yet. If she would have hung with her, she would have been around for it.
How about this? Like, yo, if you in Hollywood, you just know to play that game.
Yeah, man.
That's just it.
You know to expect in Hollywood.
But if you in Hollywood, you know that you pay people for press tours. Why is all of the blame being placed on Monique?
All I'm saying is, when stuff don't go your way in Hollywood, you suck it up.
Like,
yo,
see, look,
am I wrong?
That shit up.
It's nothing to suck. When somebody ends your career, it's nothing to suck up.
No, hold on.
If everybody tells you,
everybody got to take a loss.
Everybody
take a loss.
Time out. Monique, all of them been taking losses. You gonna be the one to speak up and then talk about your money? The nerve of you.
The point of it is money. That's what she's talking about. That's what she advocates.
All right, just see this one point. I'll leave it at this, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. I'm saying everybody's been taking sacrifices. You stand up now. You stand up. And then you going to be the one to talk about your money. Okay, be the one to talk about your money. But if the money don't come, you should have just shut up and play suit because we all taking losses.
How do you advocate for people to make more money if you don't talk about money?
Yeah, but now you talked about it. You ain't getting paid now. Don't expect nothing, because we all ain't getting paid.
That's the whole point to start. That's the whole point. It's not supposed to be that way. So I'm going to advocate so that in the future, motherfuckers can start getting paid. But right now, I got to tell people my experiences and why I'm advocating for this.
I felt like she should have advocated after she got the bag. That's what Kevin did, and that was smart.
What is that Kevin advocated?
Kevin said, listen, you get the bag and then you click platform. You don't get.
Shut up,
that's not. But see, you can't say that because that's not what Colin Kaepernick did, and he chose Colin.
He chose to take that knee. I don't care what nobody knows.
He did.
Facts.
He
Kevin,
did.
Do not compare Kaepernick with. This is not the same thing.
That's like saying. Oh, well,
in life you got choices,
because
the choices you make determines your future. That's it.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Kaepernick could have went and spoke about that.
Kaepernick could have just stood
this
there.
whole thing.
And facts.
This whole thing. But y'all said that you just was saying it was wrong, and in the beginning you was just saying it was wrong for Tiffany Haddish not when they asked her, hey, how do you feel about getting awarded and all these other people? So how do you say that? And then
I don't think she was wrong.
No, she was. Hold on, Tiffany Haddish was asked that question. Kaepernick came to work and then dropped his knee. Kaepernick could have went on any radio station and made that statement. He took that statement. He dropped his knee in the game. Now hear me out. What he did, I appreciate what he did, but he made the issue bigger than made it about him.
For himself, though. He made it bigger for himself.
I don't think he intended that, but now it's about him.
It's about him now.
It's not even about the real thing.
So now
the whole reason he took the knee for it. Nobody know why he took the knee no more.
They don't even know.
They don't even exist no more. It's all about Kaepernick now.
No, it's all about Nike now.
So now it's all about Nike.
Nah, we all know why.
We know why, but it's overshadowed.
We know,
but
other people don't care.
It's
Look,
overshadowed.
people don't even care about that. They care about Nike now.
It's overshadowed.
It's a shame.
What was you about to say though? You about to say one more thing about Tiffany?
Oh, well, you said she was asked that question, and Monique was offered that money.
Yeah,
she didn't pick that amount herself. Obviously,
she was
offered it. No, you said we were talking about Tiffany.
I agree that Monique should have got more. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when she didn't get it.
So when she didn't get it, that's what you're
don't
advocating
talk that
for.
boycott. Talk that. Go get that bag.
She can't be mad because she ain't never ever take the law. All right, I didn't get what I want. Oh well.
Everybody's not getting that.
You can't make them give you the money.
You
can't make them give you the
money. Say her. Go ahead.
It's a contract. You got this. This company's offering you. You looking for a job. This company's offering you this to get
If you don't want it, you don't have to take it.
You don't have to take it.
It's like Oh, I know.
You can't be mad because they offered you something.
Why
That you,
I'm going with this deal.
That's-
I'm going with this company because they pay me more.
that's like going to a
Yeah,
job
but
at
if
McDonald's.
none of
and
them are
saying,
paying
how
you
much y'all
what
pay?
you're
We pay
worth,
$7.25.
when do you
I don't want
decide?
it. And you can't get mad at us for paying
somebody
$7.25.
decide? Because if you keep on letting that happen, everybody's gonna keep being in the same boat. Who is it that has to come forth and
Get
say,
the
you gotta
money
put the work
first.
in?
Put the work in, you
Get the money first or put the work in.
She don't need the money now.
She ain't never need it.
She didn't never need it. That's the whole point.
Hold
Y'all
on,
keep
she ain't
saying
need
that
the
this-
money.
She already rich.
My sister needed the money. She wanted that money.
She ain't need that money.
To want and to need is different, and you said that
Oh,
yourself.
she didn't need it, but she wanted the money.
She wanted
Yeah,
it.
she
Okay.
wants the money that she's worth. That's what she's advocating for.
See, that's a difference right there.
difference.
When you say you worth it, it's given to you.
She
when
said
you
she
say
worth
you
it. Just
when you
because-
say
just
you
because she
worth
thinks
it,
she worth it,
when
don't
you
mean
worth it,
nobody
you
else
can
is.
prove it. She didn't prove it. That's what we're trying to tell you. She didn't prove it. Because if you prove it,
You would've got it.
They would have gave it to you. It's not an argument.
She already she proved that she could
did
act.
prove it.
How?
That's why she got the fucking award.
No,
you
no,
don't get
no.
the
She,
award.
no,
wasn't
no.
the star in the room.
She proved.
She wasn't the
No.
star. She
So
beat
she
out
proved she was in a
other
good movie.
people. No, she didn't prove that she got the movie didn't get the award. She got the award.
She was the
for
only
Best
celebrity
Supporting
in the
Actress.
movie.
She wasn't. Paula Patton was in the movie.
She was the only person in the
Paula
movie
Patton was in the movie, and Paula
Paula
Patton been
Patton.
a drama actor.
Paula
Okay.
Patton is not. She
She
can't.
been a drama actress.
She's okay. She's not a
When
great
you
actress.
say Paula Patton, I
All
don't
right
even know
then,
who she
so
is, so I know
exactly.
she ain't popping more than Monique.
Yeah, I like.
Let's keep it a facts.
We didn't expect Paula
That's the
Patton to get
whole
nothing
point.
anyway.
Monique was she made that fucking movie.
No,
Her and that new girl.
Gabby Sutton made
That's
that
what I
movie.
said.
Monique
Her and
made the
new girl.
movie.
Monique
Monique
played
was
Monique
in
in
the
that
movie.
movie. Monique
Nah.
played Monique in that movie.
Monique as an
Gabby Sutton
actress.
made that movie.
As an actress, Monique.
She played
that's
a
when she
regular
got the
hood
fucking-
mom.
She
the-
killed
she
the
did-
movie.
My mama
She
wasn't
did
like
good.
that. and I'm
She
from
did
the-
good.
No, she
She
killed
did
the
good.
movie, but
She
don't
did
get me
good.
wrong.
That was her
She
first
was the-
drama, and she got
Anyone
the-
could have played that.
Wow.
Let's be real. Anybody could have played
they
that
coulda
person.
got- They coulda got Holly to play it.
That's not true. Everybody
What?
couldn't have played that.
You can't see somebody else playing that.
Queen
You know,
Latifah
Mama?
could have played it.
Queen Latifah could have played it. Facts.
Hell
That's,
yeah, Queen
that's not
Latifah.
fair.
Big facts.
What movie has Queen Latifah played in where she was that emotional? And she did that.
No. What's that movie called? The old movie where she
I
was playing
love
that
Queen
girl?
Latifah. I
I feel like
Set It Off?
I feel like you.
Set It Off?
I feel like you disrespecting
She
Queen
wasn't
Latifah.
Set It Off. No,
Queen
no,
Latifah
I
for real,
love-
way better than Monique.
I feel you
Yeah.
disrespecting
No.
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah would have killed that shit.
Set It Off was a whole different. That was not.
I'm just saying, I think you're disrespecting Queen Latifah when you talk about her acting compared to Monique.
Yeah, you
Queen
can't do
Latifah
that.
can
You
act.
can't do that.
I'm talking about.
Queen
I'm
Latifah got
talking about
hits.
the two movies. You can. You said Set It Off, right?
Yeah,
Set It Off was deep as fuck for us.
yeah.
It's a lot of motherfuckers. It's way more than probably the amount of black people in this world that wouldn't give a fuck about Set It Off. That's
about
why
Precious.
it's still nah.
I think more people seen Set It Off than
Pre-
Precious.
more black people.
Yeah, that's true.
I know motherfuckers that ain't seen Set It Off.
That's a fact. But
I've run into a whole lot because I done had
it's
to.
our
I have
movie.
the black.
I
I'm the,
agree with you.
I'm
I
the,
bet you
I'm
more
the
people ain't
person-
seen Precious than they
I'm
seen Set It
the-
Off.
no.
Nah,
Black people
Precious.
set it off. But I give you that.
Precious.
I don't
is-
think they see. I bet
They ain't
more
seen
black people seen Set It Off than they seen Precious.
Of course, black.
Ain't nobody checking
Black
for
people
Precious.
only make up 13% of this country.
Okay, but the point we're trying to make is that anyone could have
Anybody could have played
position.
that part.
That's not true.
You believe that?
Yes.
Queen Latifah could have did that.
Now,
Halle Berry coulda did that.
granted, I do feel like the part was set for Monique. Like, all right,
They wrote it for her.
No, they didn't because there was a book before that.
Okay.
It was a book. Precious came from
What you
a
mean
book.
you felt like it was set up for her?
I feel like all right, that's like 50 Cent playing Kanan on Power. He's playing. I agree that it's very similar to who he is. I mean, and the
Monique is
role
that
that
person?
Monique. No. I'm saying 50 Cent can play Kanan because Kanan is damn near 50 Cent just without
Yeah,
so
he's a
much
street
killing.
dude, yeah.
Exactly, and that's what you're saying. Monique fit that.
can
She was
play a
able to
ratchet
play in that
mom.
movie because
She can play ratchet
she's
mom.
already ratchet. She's already a ratchet black woman.
what
she
special
can
did
just
she have to
add
do?
on her experiences from coming from Detroit, and it is what it is. But everybody can't do that.
I agree with you, but I'm saying you
'Cause
find
everybody
somebody
don't
that can
have the-
act.
That
we have-
doesn't mean that they
we
would
find-
get the award
No,
for
I'm
it.
saying
Queen Latifah would have got the award for it.
you find
Queen
someone that
Latifah-
can
Taraji P.
You know
Henson
what?
could have did it.
Taraji could have did it, but she didn't.
But I'm just saying to you, when you say she won that award, she was the biggest celebrity in that movie.
All right, so what about Viola Davis? What about Octavia Spencer? All of these women didn't have many movies before they got their awards. They getting paid what
But
they
the
deserve
movies,
to
the
be
movies they
getting paid
played
now.
in though, the movies they played in are way better than Monique's.
Which ones?
And they got,
Think about Viola Davis
they got
movies.
TV
Go
shows
ahead,
that-
I'm listening.
Viola Davis is
on-
a deep person. Like,
Her show came after she got her afterwards. Viola, the budget.
Pull
for the show
up
came
Viola
afterwards.
Davis. Viola Davis.
No, Viola definitely got dramas.
she just-
but
she-
go ahead,
she
name
did what
them.
she
You don't
earned.
need to pull them up. Name them.
I don't know the name. I
So
seen
what
her
you
movie.
so
But
y'all are sitting here saying
her resume is better than Monique's.
Well, Viola Davis, she got the award for
she played in
for The Help. Her award came for The Help.
She played in what's that shit called? Will Smith and shit. The
Will Smith played in everything.
Yeah.
no the
She probably the shit if she played with Will.
the Marvel movie and shit. What's that joint called?
Oh, the Black Panther.
No, not
Hancock?
Oh,
he wasn't in no
it was
damn
like-
Black
yeah, I
Panther.
was
Not Black
saying
Panther.
anything.
Come on, Hancock?
No, the joint where they was superheroes locked up and shit. Well, it was
Oh, you talking about Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad. She was in
Suicide Squad wasn't even that big. Ain't nobody
Bro, I
getting
ain't
an award
seen
for
none
that.
of the movies you talking about.
That was one of the movies that was in the
So
downfall
what
of
you
Will
saying
Smith's
about Viola
so-called
Davis
career.
then? What about her?
I'm saying she only had a few movies. She still only has a few movies. After she got that award,
Which award? The last award
But
she
she a
got?
better actress than Monique though.
She got a movie. She got a something on Netflix, don't she?
who Viola Davis?
got a bunch of
She
them
got
on
How to Get Away with Murder is on Netflix.
Oh, so that's the
a
girl
TV
we
show.
talking about.
That's the woman
Okay,
we're talking
yeah,
about.
So what about her?
She's also advocating for not getting paid as much as she should.
But listen, the door's getting
But
broke
why
down.
is it that it's acceptable? Why is it that hell yeah she should be getting?
No.
Why is it that it's acceptable for her to
Because
advocate?
she did it
Why
different than
is it
Monique. She did
for
it
her
different than
to
Monique. That's why.
advocate?
Monique
Why?
Manso seemed like a crybaby because she went on there, boycott Netflix. They ain't paying me what I want. Don't nobody watch it because I ain't getting my money. Who does that?
See, we look at it like this.
You don't want nobody to watch Netflix because you ain't getting what you
I
want?
understand Viola Davis' situation. She
The
her
fight is
her
that
show got canceled,
black
right?
women
And it was a
deserve
hit.
the same when they get these accolades, they deserve the same pay, if not similar,
That's a fact.
as the other people who are getting these awards, whether they got a huge catalog or not. They deserve the same thing. The whole point of going to these award shows and hoping for these awards is so that your career gets up, so that you get the accolades, so that you can be put in the so-called Hall of Fame type shit. That's the whole
I just feel
point.
like- I
and
feel
black
like-
women don't get that chance because they're black women.
I feel like
and
the
because
brothers
it's
went through it
Monique,
longer.
It doesn't matter who went through it longer. The fight is still here.
I
So
feel like
why
people,
can't
I just
Monique
feel like,
fight for it?
I feel like people want quality over quantity. Monique can have all the movies she want, but her shit wasn't all good.
It doesn't.
Ain't nobody checking for it.
And that's
But
what I'm saying when I
not
say
what she's fighting
brothers
for.
did it
She's
longer.
not fighting for that. She's fighting for the fact that
All right,
you're
well,
supposed to get paid.
She
a
should have
certain amount
produced. She
when
should have
you do a
produced
certain
better
thing.
movies or better products, and she would have got the money she
It's
wanted.
a fact. It's not an
She was
argument.
trying
It's not
to get
nobody's
there.
fault.
She got blackballed before
She got
that
the
point.
bread.
But
But
her
this is two
movies
different
was all on
arguments. When
BET. Nothing more.
You said what?
I said all her movies is on
Exactly.
BET. Nothing more.
Anybody else?
Like, so that's
Anybody
not good
else?
quality. Like, you was
That's
on
her
BET,
fault.
bro. Like,
Anybody else get?
all right,
Anybody
you got
else
this
get?
award. It
want
wasn't your
quantity
movie, and
over
before that, you was on
Okay.
BET.
And where is Queen Latifah's movies? Because that was y'all's
Okay.
arguments a couple of minutes ago.
Queen Latifah?
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah. Where her movies at?
They not on BET.
The
They
majority.
are on all different types of networks and more.
Which is like
I feel like-
BET,
I
what?
feel like Queen
TV
Latifah-
One, Black Network. What else? Centric, Black Network. What else?
Lifetime.
Is she on Fox?
She on
Lifetime. She got one
had
movie, and that's the Still Magnolias, and that was because of Dolly Parton and her loving.
I don't think Queen Latifah plays that game that they're trying to play.
She's not, but y'all
see what I'm saying?
y'all brought her up.
But I'm saying she
Y'all
doesn't play
have
that
her
game.
going up against
You see what
somebody
I'm saying?
else.
Queen
And the
Latifah's not
difference
trying to
is-
be the Hollywood type of.
Queen Latifah's already solidified. She
She
was a
solidified.
legendary
She was
rapper.
able to play the
She was a
part.
legend. Queen Latifah's acting career came off the fact that she was a successful rapper.
But I'm
She
saying
translated better than that. Monique started acting, didn't even translate.
Because
She
she
didn't
got
do what she was
blackballed.
supposed
She
to do.
was.
That was her fault.
you say she got blackballed. It's
She
like,
been was
you
translating,
say-
like you said, back with the Parkers.
Back then, she translated a little bit. She didn't do nothing major. Like her
After
time,
the
she had her
Parkers-
I
time.
feel bad. I
She had
feel
her
bad
time.
for Monique
No.
because now I really understand.
No. Since the
plight.
Parkers, she been in movies, but it's like that progression. You
You
can't
have
tell
to
me.
get
you can't,
there.
No.
It
you
was
don't-
like a
hold on.
She was old as
progression.
shit.
The progression was like the
How much she got?
progression
It was
wasn't.
like a progression on
wasn't
the
the
same
shit.
line.
It was like this.
It wasn't like
Ain't
wham.
nothing go up.
Precious
It
was
was
the
like-
boom.
No, it wasn't.
And that was the
If
movie that,
Impression was the boom, what the fuck was the rest of the shit?
that was her getting there. That was the career.
No.
That was her Paper
Then you-
Soldiers and her Soul Plane.
Then you.
That's what those movies
you-
were.
She was like 45 though.
Well, you can't compare somebody's age.
Look.
Morgan Freeman didn't get a movie till he was damn near 45.
Hear me out. You can
You
ask
can't
for the
compare
money.
age.
You can
You
ask
can't
them. You can
compare
ask for the
age.
money.
But you ain't gotta pay you what you
They ain't gotta pay you then.
They
You
don't
can ask for the
have to
money.
pay you. But if
That's
she
all we're
doesn't
saying.
advocate to give people what they deserve, then who does?
We thought she
They're all
she started the
advocating for
advocation
it.
for herself though.
That's it.
The fuck?
Don't watch Netflix
That's
because
my
I
only
didn't get
problem.
my money. That's what she said.
Why didn't you start it for black people? Why
that
did you start it for
shit-
you?
That was dumb. That was dumb as shit.
What
but
you
it
mean?
starts from you.
What you mean?
She shouldn't have said
The boycott.
Oh no, that's not
boycott.
no.
It ain't
That's
no
selfish.
reason to boycott.
That's selfish. You
That-
see
that-
this shit
that-
going on, and you're not
that-
gonna say
that made her
nothing
look
until it
bad,
happens to
though.
you.
Nah,
And
she
then you
had
ain't
to
put the
get
work in.
there. She
No,
had to get.
no,
she was
no.
getting paid what she just.
So
how
why
was
you
it-
ain't gonna talk about everybody else struggling? You just gonna talk about you.
She had to get there to
struggling.
see it.
She had to get there
When
to
she was
see it.
making the money, when she was on
You had,
on
hold
the
on.
Parker,
You had
she
to
was
get there
making
to
the
see.
money.
Hell no. She
You
knew that from
do.
comedy. She knew that from comedy. It's a struggle.
Comedy is different than she thought. When you get into the drama world and you win that award and you still ain't getting paid shit, that's where the problem comes in. I got it now. I'm supposed to get paid.
Well,
Before
that's
y'all had an
a
excuse.
lot of music artists feel that way too. They feel like they should be at the top
That's
and they
true.
not at the top. And
That's
there's a lot of
true.
people
That's
who
why
want to
they
get paid when
always
they want to
talk
get
about
paid.
it. That's why they always talk
But they
about
worked
it.
harder
Why is it that
to
she
get the
can't
more
get
money
it?
they wanted to get. She didn't
And
even
she
get
is.
nowhere.
That's why we're even having this conversation.
I agree with you. You can have that conversation, but when your work does not qualify you for that conversation,
It doesn't.
you have to get
Her
to
work
work.
was cut short because she was
Her work-
blackballed.
We have to agree that she chose that life.
No,
She
we have
had
to
to.
agree that Oprah and Lee Daniels chose to blackball her.
But if they got money and they choose to go the route they're
They
going,
were already the executive producers and the directors.
Follow the producers.
that's
I'm
what you
going-
got to do.
You don't follow the executive means that's the person who's putting out the money. You're the executive.
I'm following
The
the
only
money.
reason
See,
I'm
see,
following
see,
the
see, see, that's why I don't like what you're
is
saying.
I'm following the
That's what I
money.
say.
I'm
That's why I
following
say I don't
the
like what you're saying. They putting their money up, and then you want to get the bag, and it's like they wasn't going through the
That's the whole
sacrifice.
point.
No,
But
it don't
they-
work
but
like
they-
that.
I just feel like
does.
They
it sound
creating
the bag was
opportunities.
gonna come, but she didn't want to wait for the bag.
That's what I'm saying.
But nobody else has
Follow
to.
us and wait for the
That's
Everybody gotta wait for the bag.
No,
Everybody
it ain't
at one
that.
point felt like they should get
Yo,
paid
people
more.
get paid
than
to
when
do
they-
press
I think I
conferences.
should get
Hold
paid
on, how
more
could
than my
you
job
how
too,
could
but
you
I'm not
say
gonna
that?
get
How could
raised
you
for
say
once
that
today.
when they create?
I don't even work in
How
the
could you
drama.
say that when they're the ones creating the
have no
opportunities?
qualifications.
They put her ass in that fucking movie.
They could have.
And you gonna ask for the bag? We put you.
Don't stop yelling in the
I'm,
mic.
I'm,
Don't
I'm
fuck up
sorry.
the mic.
I'm sorry. But how you gonna ask for that bag when they put you? They gave you the opportunity. That's like Tiffany Haddish saying, "Kev, I want more money than you." Nigga gonna be like, "Hold up,
They're not making
I'm
more
not gonna
money
put you
than
in this
her."
movie." Then you crazy? Tiff, calm your ass down.
Oprah wasn't on the press run. She was the executive producer.
No,
That means they supposed
Oprah
to
was
find
saying,
it in
"Show
their
up."
budget. They supposed to have it in their budget to pay the people who are promoting their movie.
If they don't have it, it's like, sister,
Why?
you know why we don't got it?
Actors
fuck?
work for time.
But you
Your
also
residuals
promote,
in the
but
end.
you also promote
There
yourself
are
because you're a
ones
part of the
create.
product.
You
But
can't
you're
get.
supposed to get paid for promoting someone else. She don't own that movie, just
But
like
if
y'all
you pro-
said.
You
She don't
fucking
own
up.
that movie.
You're fucking up what
But
we're
if you
trying to do.
if
then.
you're promoting yourself and you're
Y'all
you're a
are
main
fucking it up.
person
Y'all
in the
supposed to
movie.
be
You're
You're
promoting your product.
You're promoting the product that you're a part
Why
of.
should I have to pay you to promote what you're in already? You already got paid for it. I paid you to do this
You
shit.
saying Oprah
You paid
and
me
them-
to do it. You ain't
I
paid
paid
me
you
to
to be-
promote it.
Hold on. I get what you're saying. You
Why
saying so
promote
Oprah
yourself?
should.
You promote
You saying
yourself.
Oprah and
You getting the money back from the movie.
Lee
Saying,
Daniels
in
should have
this
all
budget-
stood up with Monique and said, "Yo, we should get what we deserve."
Wait, say that again.
You saying Tyler Perry?
Lee Daniels.
And Oprah should have stood up, but beside Monique, and she shouldn't have been blackballed. They should have stood right beside the sister and said,
They
"Yo."
should have paid her.
No, I'm saying
That's what-
Even if they couldn't pay, say they didn't have the money. Let's say
They
didn't-
had the money.
Let's say they didn't have all the money. Let's
They
just
had
say.
the money.
Let's just say that's the reason
Like
they
they
didn't pay.
said, we doing this for the culture, man.
We doing it for the culture.
Ain't no
We don't
bread.
got
We doing
all
it
the
for the
bread. Ain't no
culture.
bread
Come
to
on.
it.
So why everything for the culture gotta be free?
You said she
yo?
was doing. You said they was doing it for the culture.
I never said that. Y'all said Oprah said that she was doing it for the
No,
culture.
Oprah
didn't say that.
Oprah and them said that you
I don't
should
even know
sacrifice
where-
the situation.
I don't even know where Oprah has ever said for the culture. But
No,
go ahead.
Oprah and them
That
said,
don't even sound like some shit that would come out of her
Oprah says,
mouth
"You
for
see
real."
what we trying to do?
We got 4 minutes.
We trying to explain.
That's the shit.
What's going on in our, you know what I'm saying, our situation, so in our community. So don't ask for the money. Just do the run. Let us build up, and then you'll get paid. You're the one you're the first person that broke the surface. So come on. She said no. What I'm saying is, you think Oprah and them should have stood out, so they all should be blackballed.
No.
So
They're the ones who blackballed her. Why would they get blackballed?
No, I'm saying if they stood beside her and say, "Look, we ain't got the money."
What do you
and-
mean stood beside
if
her? They were on top of her. They were her bosses.
I get what you're saying.
All right, when are
If
you
they
gonna?
s-
All right,
if they
so
stood
when
up
you
and said
work
the
for a
statement
company,
that
when you
black
get
people-
hired to do a job,
Yeah.
right? And you work on the top because our actresses get paid up front to act in the movie. They get paid in the end for the residuals, and they get paid to do a press run because they're still putting in their time. They get that's what
Black
those are
people ask for
the those are
favors.
the three
What if she-
things
what
that
if she
what
just-
see is
We all know that. We all ask for favors.
What if they just didn't want to know
This
more
ain't a
movies?
fake. This is business. They passed the point.
Oh,
of
so you
favors.
want business
How
now.
long you? She didn't work
All right,
for
if it's
20
business,
years.
if it's business, Monique, we don't want you no
We
more.
don't
You're
want
not
you
good
no more.
enough.
Don't get mad.
We got
They
somebody else.
can't not want her. The movie is done. They already putting the
No,
movie
not
out.
that.
They
After
needed
that movie
her.
over,
We talking
after that
about
movie
Netflix.
over, they don't have
We
to
talking
put her
about
on no
Netflix.
more
We talking about
movies.
Netflix.
How do we go from Netflix? We was talking about Oprah and them. Oprah ain't had nothing to do with Netflix.
Okay, if
Y'all
Oprah and
jumping
them-
and jumping
if
and jumping.
Oprah and them said, this your last movie. We don't need you for no other
We don't
movies,
need you for
Monique.
nothing else then.
Yeah,
got-
but
we
you
got
don't.
other
You don't
actresses.
say
That's
damn,
not being blackballed. That's just
Nobody
saying
else.
we don't need you.
No, she did that.
She did get blackballed, bro.
She did get
Nobody else want to
blackballed.
mess with her because she don't mess with
Nobody.
Oprah. Okay, cool. But if you said,
Everybody
said,
fuck with Oprah and I don't. You
Oprah
expect
said,
to get
do it
blackballed.
for a favor. You said, no, Oprah, I need
It's
the
a
bag.
favor. Like,
Okay,
you can't do a
cool.
favor.
Now Netflix says we don't want to give you the bag. Ain't no favors. Go prove it. How you mad now?
When did they?
How you mad? Because you can't be.
Shout
It's
out
business.
to my nigga Monique. Shout out to the homegirl, cause
I'm
I
just-
feel bad for you.
Shout
at
out
the
Monique.
fact
You just
that-
gotta put that work in.
The
sis.
fact that I feel bad at the
Keep
fact
working.
that
No, don't feel
in
bad.
this conversation,
feel
so
bad.
many times we've talked about black people helping black people and black people
No.
putting money back into black people and all
Black
that
people
stuff.
gotta wanna help
And y'all
themselves.
are
You
now.
gotta help yourself.
Y'all help
She's
yourself,
trying.
too.
How do you
How
not
you-
help yourself if you're
You help
you're
yourself
saying,
by following
I'm
Oprah
supposed
ads.
to get paid?
No,
That's
you
how
help
you- that's not
yourself.
the way it's
Facts.
supposed to be.
That's how you help yourself.
Facts. No jokes.
Yeah.
now.
Not if
No
Oprah
jokes,
not
that's
paying
no
you.
shit.
Okay, cool. Hear me out. If you know your people executive producing this joint and they someone ain't paying you, you understand you're doing a favor for a favor. That's what the business is. But if you're not going to do that route, you say I'm not doing a favor for a favor, cool.
I ain't doing no favor for you
Then
then.
go do your own thing like Dame does.
own
Dame
thing.
is not
she's
with
doing.
them.
She's choosing to advocate for this cause.
Don't
Got back
advocate
on
Y'all
that.
are saying that her
She got her back
advocate,
up
y'all are,
application.
See, I don't.
y'all are saying that her argument is null and void
I
because of
don't.
who she is.
No. What I'm saying
Nah,
is.
yes, that's what I've gotten from this whole
Okay,
conversation.
only thing
but
I'm
we
saying-
only got a minute and 20 seconds. So
I'm
we
taking
might-
I'm taking 2 seconds out of that minute.
ahead.
I'm gonna say I respect what Dame did. Dame didn't even speak on it after a while. He just said, "I'm gonna go create the platform."
he spoke on it though.
He spoke on it, but he didn't speak on it that long.
And Dame,
he
Dame
moved
was,
on.
Dame was
He
the
moved on.
Antichrist for a while. Don't sit up here in front like niggas ain't come at Dame hard
They
as
came at
hell
him, but he-
when he was advocating for
See,
something. Just
when you
like
understand
Monique,
what you're doing,
Monique
it
is
doesn't
quiet
matter
right
no more.
now. We
You
don't
know
even
that anything that matters.
How do you know that she's not doing the same thing? Because she's quiet right now. We don't even motherfuckers talking
No,
about her.
I agree. We don't even want to talk about it,
Well,
but just like
I
Dame
think
said.
we're gonna agree to disagree.
Yeah, 'cause we only got 46 seconds
That's the
left.
thing. We actually went the whole 3 hours. This is crazy.
Independence is the way.
40 seconds left, counting down. So
Keep working,
this is
Mo.
our first-
We here for you.
Yeah,
this is our
I'm a
first
copy.
Yeah,
whatever
nah,
you
podcast
say.
don't
we
work,
ever
man.
went
Don't
all
work.
the
Invest-
way with
Put out
the
that
time.
special. I'll be the first to
Okay.
watch it, Mo.
Just go get buy yourself some McDonald's, some Taco Bells, put them in the white community and live off that because nothing you do is gonna count.
That's smart,
in
too.
this world because clearly it doesn't.
Yeah, we'll buy it.
It count when
And
it's
with
good.
that being
Bullshit.
said-
It count when it's good.
This was a good episode of What's Your Op. We're coming back
That was
for
our
another
op.
one.